Well, there it goes, 2020 in the DAVERHOOD. Dave Lefkowitz here with the annual New Year's Eve special edition of Dave's Gone By. Whistling behind me is, of course, my darling and adorable, wonderful wife, Joyce. And so happy to have you guys watching, spending the last waning moments of this terrible year with fun, with lots and lots of guests calling and zooming in. We'll also just banter a bit. I have chicken with me. I also have yodeling pickle. I have, well, we're not going to show Baby Spud New Year yet. We're going to have a special Ketchup drop at about 12:59. It's going to be wonderful. You don't want to miss a minute of it. It's the Dave's Gone By annual New Year's Eve special. It's our 779th episode of the show. We're going to open it with some festive, hopefully public domain music. A little bit of Dixieland here. It's going to be a sensational show. Therefore, enjoy the sensation rag. So let me tell you about some of the folks who will be joining us. We're packing this show because I've done New Year's shows for years. I did them back when we were on WGBB on terrestrial radio, and then I did a bunch, and then we had call-ins and stuff like that. But this time, I guess, all the people who are going to be calling in or zooming in, and it's a whole mix of people who've been on the program, friends of the DAVERHOOD, friends from junior high school and high school, theater critic friends that I've got, just this whole melange. So check this out, coming soon, Brian Gari, the songwriter, the composer, Dr. Sue Horowitz, the entertainer, Richard Shore, speaking of people who play the piano and other instruments, Leslie Hoban Blake, the theater critic, Jeff and Cynthia Shub. The Shubs are returning after their little autumn sojourn. Ozer Teitelbaum, my oldest friend in the world from elementary school, will be calling in. We've got Bonnie, my Aunt Bonnie, who, yay. Let's see, Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby, we call them Friendy because they've been friends of ours from Colorado. Lisa Araga, also from Colorado. Don Perl, a poet and a political activist, in fact. Mary Shen Barnidge, the Chicago theater critic. Vicki Quade, also a Chicago theater personage who co-created, I should say, Late Night Catechism. We also have my cousin Adam Glass and my Auntie Essie. Oh, thank you so much for folks wishing me Happy New Year. David Sheward, the theater critic. Jeff Goodman, my old friend and former guest co-host on the show. Charlie Gross, Eva Heinemann, Stephen Fisch from high school, and who knows, we may even hear from one or two other people than that. We're gonna be here from now, 10 o'clock in the evening, until 12:30 in the morning Eastern time. So we're gonna take you up through the New York New Year. Which is kind of neat. You know, last year we did it outside, thought it would be raining tonight, just didn't want to deal. So Joyce created this festive visual behind me of 2020. I don't know why there are all these hearts for 2020. There was really very, very little to love about it.
Do you want me to turn them upside
down? Or you put X's through, or just shred them. But you know what? We're waiting on our first guest. But since we have another guest already in the waiting room, I think we'll flip the grid on this. We'll flip the switch. Let me just go. Whoa! What happened to my? I can't turn off my iTunes. Hold on, just a sec. This is getting weird. I don't see. Oh, there's my iTunes. Stop! Shut up! Thank you very much. Okay. First technical difficulty of the show. Anyway, we're going to let in our first guest for the evening. Oh, yay, yay. It is the one, the only. Yes, we're getting to her a little bit early, but welcome to the delightful Dr. Sue. Hello, Dr. Sue. How are you doing? This is Dr. Susan Horowitz. She's an entertainer and a public speaker and a motivational speaker. And she's Yeah, she's going on a little early, but hello, how are you? Happy New Year, almost.
How are you doing? Happy New Year to you.
So since you were on the show about 3-4 weeks ago, how have you been? You've been healthy? Everything been good?
Yeah, I'm fine. What I'm trying to do is get this a little bit. There we are. Now I see you very big. There we go. I loved.
First time I've ever been very big in any department, but yeah.
It was great. Just great.
Well, good. Well, good. So tell us, is there something that happened to you or some anecdote from this past year that was particularly funny or meaningful or something to take away from 2020 that wasn't horrible?
Oh, yeah.
Like?
Definitely. Well, I decided to get really creative. I thought the best thing to do was to really focus on creativity. And I was just looking things up and about the year. And one sort of funny thing was my puppet, Tedley.
Yeah. Is Tedley there?
So
I didn't mention she goes to the
Tedley.
Yeah, Tedley.
Oh, Tedley. So Tedley came out of the closet.
What?
Tedley came out of the closet. What happened, because we were all social distancing. I had no one to talk to. So then I remembered Tedley. Rah, 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 rah. So Tedley was in the closet and Tedley came out of the closet and I started taking Tedley with me for walks in the park and to museums and stuff like that.
Yeah, because if you take them to Greenwich Village, they have a very different idea of bears there. Just warning you about that. Tedley will be way out of the closet at that point. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but now, I am educated. Good.
Oh, let me. We do have. Stay with us, Dr. Sue, because we're going in. Another guest to join us. I'm assuming. I think I know. Yes, it is. Hello. I do believe that is Brian Gari. That is joining us in the DAVERHOOD. Now, Brian, he is a songwriter. He's also a composer. He wrote the Broadway show Late Night Comic. Plus, he has a whole bunch of other things. And Dr. Sue, did you know that he is the grandson of entertainer Eddie Cantor?
His name is like.
No kidding. Wow. So he really has a show business family.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
And he's very digitally aware because his name is actually iPad 8. Did you know that? But how are you, iPad 8?
It's iPad 8.
I don't know why it's that.
Well, how are you, Brian? How you do? I mean, you've had it's been a rough couple of years, but have you been okay this year or what?
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be on the show tonight because this is the first time I have my tooth back in my mouth. Yeah.
Well, if you have problems with it, I always carry my handy toothbrush.
Oh, that's very nice.
Just in case.
Yes. No, I had a dental implant for the last, I think, half a year, and I was walking around with one missing tooth. I looked like some hillbilly, I mean, it was ridiculous. And I did a Zoom yesterday, and the first thing the host said was, "What happened to your tooth?" I had no tooth. So today I got my tooth put in, so I'm thrilled.
It's a good end to like a terrible half year. But have you been healthy? Have your people, in terms of,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As far as COVID, my wife gets tested constantly. I never get tested, but
why does she do that? She needs to get.
Well, she's a former nurse, and I think she's very paranoid about the whole thing. So I'm not as crazed about it and everything. I mean, I don't really socialize at this point. Very few people that I interact with. I do some animal rights protesting still.
Right.
So I am with people then, but we're all wearing masks. And plus I'm recording my new album that'll be out in, I guess, February. Ooh. So now you were great. You bought the Genie's album, right?
I did.
You're one album behind now.
Oh.
Because there's one album out right now called Names Volume 1. And I'm working on Names Volume 2 right now. But Names Volume 1 has been doing tremendously well. I mean, as an independent record release, it's just unbelievable. It has really a very interesting selection of songs. I don't know if you know about it, but
it's a lot of girls' name song because Dr. Sue, I don't know if you know, but he's married to this lovely woman named Jeannie Zappi. But he's also done all these songs about women's names, but
Oh.
here's the deal. Dr. Sue is a songwriter too.
Oh, I
So,
definitely am. Yeah.
so do you have any recommendations for Dr. Sue to get her songs more out there and more performed and more, on CD or
Well,
really?
you have to make an investment and do a CD.
Well, I do have a CD.
Oh, good. Where is it? What's the name of it?
I did my CD. In fact, I did a few, but the latest one is on CD Baby. It's called For Heroes and Lovers.
Now, CD Baby doesn't do physical CDs anymore.
No,
is that right? It's only downloads?
Well, yes. At the time I did it, they did physical CDs, so I have some. But what they do is they partner with distributors,
Right.
like Amazon.
Right. The only thing that I found bad about CD Baby, because I was with them for many years, is that they dropped the physical CDs. They told me that I would have to buy them back from them and pay all the shipping costs and ship everything back to me because they weren't going to carry them anymore. But what they did was they started leasing my music to Amazon, and a lot of my recordings have bootleg kind of CD covers now, because what they do is they sell it off to Amazon, and I don't know how I would ever even get paid on this kind of stuff. But what I found, because I bought some of them anonymously, and when I got them, they had the original cover, but no back cover, no booklet, no credits whatsoever. And it infuriated me. And I spoke to Amazon about it, and they eventually stopped doing that with my material. But they're doing it with a lot of people, and it's outrageous. I mean, I bought CDs that I really wanted by certain artists from Amazon, and they turn out to be this kind of, self-made, ridiculous, no credit kind of albums. And it's frustrating for me because I'm a collector, and I love having all the credits on the albums. Who wrote all the songs, who produced it, who arranged it, what musicians played on it. I mean, I just finished doing this about 10 minutes ago. I was working on the back cover or the inside of my next album, and I'm giving all the credits for who played what. And, because I've been working with a guy named Peter Milrose, and he plays a ton of the instruments on my albums. So I'm giving credit where credit is due. So it's very frustrating when I see Amazon pressing up CDs that have no credits whatsoever. They're blank. They're just blank.
Speaking of songs, I did want to leave a little time for Dr. Sue. Did you want to do a little acapella or not an acapella song? Did you prepare anything for us?
Sure, I'm happy to do it. In fact, because I got so into songwriting in 2020, it's almost like a diary in my year. So my first thing that I wrote, and I made it into a song video, I put it on YouTube. And it's called Wear a Mask, Show You Care.
Okay.
So let's
I'll do a little bit of it.
A little bit, yeah.
Let's see. I'll just sing it, whatever. I'm so glad you ask why I wear a mask. It's so important to do. In case you got germs, I don't want to get them. And if I got germs, I don't want to spread them. I'm so glad you asked. Thank you for wearing a mask.
Wow. What's funny is that you're doing the whole song and you're not wearing a mask.
I'm home, I'm home.
Well, the Russians and Chinese have not yet figured out how to give us all the disease through the computer yet. But let me wish you both, I do, because now we have more guests rolling in. I want to wish you both a most happy and healthy 2021 with much more creativity, much more songwriting. And you guys look great. You guys sound great. And it's just so good. I thank you so much for joining us.
Okay.
New tooth that made his first appearance.
Oh, and yeah, give us a big smile so we can see your tooth. Just yeah. There we go. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys, God willing, even before next year. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
I don't know. And takes a little time to do this. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Bye-bye.
You should be letting in Richard, no?
I'm letting them go and admitting my next guest in the DAVERHOOD, my good old pal and a good pal to Rabbi Saul Solomon too. Please welcome to the DAVERHOOD musical director and a pianist and multi-keyboardist, Richard Shore. Hello, Richard. How are you?
I'm okay, Dave. How are you?
Yeah, you sound delighted to be here. How are you doing, man? How's it going?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in. I made it through the year. How about you?
That's more than 340,000 other people could say, quite honestly.
Yeah, isn't that sad?
So, but tell us something. What is like something that you will take away from 2020, positive or poignant, or just something that happened, ridiculous, funny, terrible?
Well, a whole bunch of things popped to mind, but what I was thinking is, it's been a rough year for all of us.
Yeah.
And I've had some things happen that I really wish hadn't happened. I finally found the job I loved and got kicked out of that because the school had to close down.
Oh, right.
So, it's been a little boring, lonely, whatever, uneventful since then. But,
Are you in Boston? Are you in Boston or Colorado?
I'm in Colorado.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But one thing I was thinking of before I got on with you is, and I try to remind myself of this a lot, is despite the junk that's gone on, I personally am really fortunate because unlike so many other people out there these days, I don't have to worry about rent. I don't have to worry about food. I don't have to worry about health insurance or doctor's bills. I can take care of all of that.
Right.
And
you don't have to worry about food. I mean, you manage without eating. That's quite an amazing thing.
Well, actually, I've given that some thought for a week, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. No, but that is better than a lot of people. You're right. You're looking on the bright side, on the well, we're not optimistic. It's the gratitude side, essentially. And practical, and pragmatic. So that's good,
Yeah.
Is there like that school that closed? Is that going to reopen, or is it just closed for good? I mean,
well, they've got some stuff going on. I checked their website, and they have been doing some stuff, but it's hard to tell what. I mean, they haven't closed down completely. I need to get back in touch with them and see what's going on. But, obviously, it's not going to be back at the level it was at in the near future. So I don't think I'm going to be going back to work anytime in the near future either.
Has anything out in Colorado? I mean, I'm in New York, so we're in that New York really closed down bubble. But in Colorado, is there theater or is planned for like anytime before October? Is there concerts? Are there things where you can play?
I don't really know. I'm kind of out of the loop these days, so it's really hard for me to say. But I think there's been some online stuff going on, and some online teaching, some in-person teaching, and I got a job offer. Don't open your eyes wide yet. I got a job offer at a local high school to work with their choral director, but given that the schools, this was in August, it happened, and the schools were still planning on going on this hybrid schedule, and I didn't feel safe taking the job and being in a room with 40 singers at a time.
Fair enough.
So I had something come my way. I had to turn it down.
Even in normal times with no pandemic, you're never really safe in a room full of 40 singers. It's
especially high school aged.
Especially high school age. Never a safe thing to do ever. It's probably best that you begged off of that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But you're looking good. You're looking.
Yep.
And you're feeling great, which is nice. And just what are your hopes for the year ahead? I mean, politically, you've got to be happy that things have changed or will be changing in January.
Will be changing, and I hope that things will happen in such a way that the incoming administration can actually get things done.
And good luck. Good.
Yeah, well, we'll know next week.
Oh, no, Alabama, you mean, right? Or Georgia?
Georgia.
I always
Georgia.
confuse those southern states. You know.
Yeah, well, they're right next to each other, right?
Well, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Maine. I can't get them all straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Richard, it remains for me to wish you a very, very, very happy New Year. Very, very healthy New Year.
Joyce.
Oh, Joyce, say hi, Joyce. Say hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Hi.
Here's hoping you and the rabbi can work together again at some point. I would love that.
That would be very nice. I would give my eye teeth for it.
Tell him my mother loves his dance at the end.
Oh, yeah. Her mom went to see the Rabbi Sal Solomon Shalom Dammit show, and her favorite part was at the end when you and he were doing the Calypso number. Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da. So she hated me, but she loved.
We should do it right now. Is the rabbi there? No.
The rabbi's on video. He's going to make it.
Oy vey.
Oy vey. Rabbi. Let's sing it together without the rabbi. Rabbi is coming and we're gonna go pray. You do it.
Oy vey. Oy vey. Rabbi's coming and we're gonna go. I don't remember the whole thing.
I remember them too.
Actually, I've got the folder right over there. I haven't lost it yet.
You found it. You found the music and you found everything. That's great. Richard, I've got other guests that are coming on, but it's been a delight and it's a thrill to talk to you. And please, let's talk before next year and plan some stuff to do when things are safe to do them, shall we?
That'd be great.
Sounds good, my man.
Take care.
Most happy New Year to you.
Same, as I've been saying to people, hopeful New Year.
I love it. I love it, man. And hope to see you in the new year.
That'd be nice.
And let's see, we have more guests coming on. I'm going to admit them a little early because I'm waiting for.
People wrote in, they loved Dr. Sue's song, and they asked, would she wear a mask and sing it outside?
She probably would. Okay. Wait till you see it. We have Cynthia and Jeff, my cousins, the Shubs, who apparently have become beekeepers.
Yes.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Well, I tell you, beekeeping is tough indoors.
Oh,
Listen, you can never be too safe.
Yeah, that's wait. You guys are. Is there anybody else in your house?
Is that the Virgin Mary?
Oh.
Anybody else in the house? No?
No. So seriously, are you doing it just for effect, or are you wearing that accoutrement? Really, you do that at home?
I have to think about computer viruses. So whenever I'm at a computer, I have a mask.
He doesn't want to get a computer virus.
How are you guys?
We're good.
We're good. I haven't left my house in since March.
Are they in Arizona?
Your house? No, so you're still on Long Island. Of course, I saw
Yeah.
Jeff in the parking lot yesterday while I was coming out shopping. So why aren't you? So you're not getting on a plane, in other words, until.
Well, there's a lot of things. One, I'm still working.
Oh, yeah, right.
Two, doctor doesn't want me going anywhere until I get the vaccination.
Yeah, she's smart.
And three, we're not done packing. Do you need any furniture?
We might, not right this moment. We're living in one room at the moment. If we're putting furniture, we're going to be like the Lids brothers climbing over newspapers.
I got so much antique stuff, and I've been selling like a crazy person online.
Son, what if this?
Doesn't you just buy or didn't your son buy a house? Doesn't
I gave my poor son.
Everything I could fit.
He has my entire bedroom set, my living room, my dining room.
His dining room, big round dining room table we had, fits in there. Place looks like a Chinese restaurant.
So I've given him all these things. So we used to have Chinese exchange students for years.
Oh, I didn't get the joke. So now
Every time they would come, they would give me a gift from China. So I've given my son.
Every time I don't want to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, we all,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
and then he got payback in March. He got a terrible gift from China.
Well,
But he-
yeah, there's your son. He works for the Long Island Railroad, and he came down with coronavirus back in like March, April.
Yeah.
March, yeah.
Does he have any lingering effects, or did he have it? It was bad, and he's fine.
Knock wood. He lost his sense of smell, his sense of taste. He had high fever. He had the pains, but luckily it didn't affect his lungs. And he was out weeks, and I didn't let him leave the second floor of the house.
Right.
I made him stay upstairs, and so because I was terrified of getting it. You know, I'm old. He's old. You know, we don't want to get sick.
The most important, the puppies.
Yeah. Oh, and Joyce also wants to know, how are your puppies?
There-
They're great.
Thank
There's
you.
one right here.
Oh, look in this, yes.
Oh my
It
goodness.
isn't Dave's down by unless we show a dog and beg for ratings. There we go. Let's get on
Come on.
with that.
Come on, let's-
Come on.
While you're getting that dog up, I want to admit another guest in the DAVERHOOD. Don't go away yet. This is my critic friend, Leslie Hoban Blake, who will be joining us. She joins us most weeks
Leslie?
to play the trivia game.
Oh my
You know, Leslie.
What?
Look at the buffalo.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna bring on my other cousin,
Which no, we don't have any.
Bonnie.
Hey, I know I'm late. I know I'm late. Hello, how are
Hello.
you?
Comes on by phone.
Hello,
Yeah,
Shub.
Bonnie's calling in. This
Oh,
is
okay.
Leslie. I'm sorry. These are my cousins, the Shubs.
You play
Yes, we know each other.
Know each other.
in the-
Oh, because you played
Yeah,
the
competed
Yes, of
every time,
course.
And
How are
Leslie
you?
wins every time. How are you, Leslie?
I don't. David Sheward is really beating the pants off me at these days. That's an
Figuratively,
infelicitous phrase. Never mind, I won't go there.
Leslie, how are you doing? How was your week?
Oh, it's been hectic as anything. We just taped today already, and I'm having a New Year's drink. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm having a Moscow Mule, and I'm enjoying it enormously.
A
Happy New
Moscow?
Year.
What is in a Moscow Mule?
Vodka.
Ginger beer, not ginger ale, ginger beer, vodka, and lime. That's it.
Good Lord. Okay. Yeah.
Couldn't
See,
be
I thought
simpler.
Moscow Mules had like blood and bones and what mules from other countries have, but I guess it,
Oh, and there's the
What's-
puppy.
isn't that
There's
adorable?
the puppy. Look at that. Indeed. Listen, I wish you all a very happy New Year, such as it is.
Maybe we'll be happier. You know,
It
we-
can only get better.
But it could, you
Look
know.
what I found, Dave.
What's that?
This is the Sunday Times from February 16th, 2020. The list of the shows for, can you
Yeah.
see it? The
Yeah.
list of the shows on Broadway.
Yeah, I know. Well,
This
you
is
know
the
what?
Sunday Times list.
The only positive thing is that most of those shows say that they are coming back in the
Some.
fall.
Some.
Some.
The Virginia Woolf is not going to come back. Frozen is gone. I don't really care whether Frozen is gone or not. But Virginia Woolf is not going to come back for sure. And one other one, I don't
Well,
remember which
Hangman.
one.
No, those we know, but
Oh,
most
Hangman,
shows that
yeah.
we're playing are, and lots of shows they're saying should still. Diana.
Okay, we did a show today. Have you seen the copy of the stage about South Korea and how South Korea has dealt with the theater?
No.
And the fact that they don't even do social distancing. You get disinfected at the door. They take your name, they take your temperature, they put you in a seat number and you can be traced easily.
And
and
it's a
you wear
rectal
masks.
thermometer. It's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. But the difference is that this is a very compliant nation. That's not a racial slur. It's
Yes,
a homogenous society that is used to being told what to do and does it. And so, and you don't have people flying in from New York to go to the theater in South
Well,
Korea.
there you
You have
go.
South Koreans going
If you
to the
don't have
theater.
tourism,
Exactly. So they have theater. They have never closed their theaters and they have had no illness
yeah,
because
but
of
the
their
theater
theater.
sucks. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm sure
Well,
it's
the
bad.
article was written by a young American director, a young female American director who was over there doing 2 musicals. And I had another friend who did musicals because everybody feels that American directors do musicals best. So they hire American directors to come over and
I'm
do
saying
revivals.
the Koreans are at the point where they can do, just.
But these
just
are
about
South
anything.
Koreans. Don't forget, we're not talking North Korea, we're talking South Korea.
North
Okay.
Korean theater would be
So,
really
wait,
interesting.
I'm not finished with my story.
All right, real
So-
quick. We got like one more minute, Les.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, I don't want to, if have you guys finished whatever you were going to say?
Well, let me wish my cousins Cynthia and Jeff and their beautiful puppy and their son a most happy and healthy New Year. Best to all the other Shubs. We'd love to get them back on the quiz as well, and love to see them on the show, and just, you know, in other circumstances too.
Are you ever coming back?
Not just parking lots?
Not just catching him in the parking lot for a minute, where he didn't even recognize. You watch me every week, and you didn't recognize me in the parking lot.
You had a mask
And
on.
no payas.
Yes,
Right.
you have to pay us. But my
Yeah,
good
without the
news,
payas, it's very hard to recognize him.
Oh,
You're absolutely right.
Shubs, happy New Year. Thanks so
You too.
much. Love to have
Happy
everybody
New Year.
on.
Good to
Yeah.
everyone.
Leslie, stay for one more minute.
As
Yeah.
I will.
Next year in Arizona.
Next year in Arizona.
By all means.
All right, so Leslie, finish your story real quick. I'm going to let in.
Real quick, so the English have been trying to use the Korean model. And you know, they had their theaters open for half a second, right?
Right.
And on the night, so they opened their theaters for a couple of days. The last show they opened was The Girl from the North Country, which is the last show I saw
Me too.
on the 11th. That was my last show. And this poor guy, I don't know who the actor was, who was playing the leading role. I mean, it's not a particularly star-studded cast, who was playing the girl from in The Girl from the North
He was
Country.
playing the girl
stage.
from the North. Yeah.
Who was playing the girl. I knew you'd catch
You
me.
know,
in
you know,
that,
I did.
that is what I said.
Well, then, let's, yeah.
Well, I'm trying to wrap it up. So he's there, and he gets word backstage that they're closed again. So they finish the show, and he gets out on the stage, and he's crying. And he says, "I don't know how to tell you this, but you saw the only, right now, the only performance of this show," which is, and so they're supposedly going to try the Korean model, but I don't know whether they can do it either, because they have also the way we do. They have people coming. I don't believe it's going to ever be the same. I don't care what anybody says. Charlie would say,
It may take 5 years, but it will be.
well, I may not live
take
that
5
long.
years,
You
It
know.
will eventually be.
right. Be gesund.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Joyce, Happy New Year.
Thank you, Leslie. Happy New Year to you
Thank
too.
Thank you for letting me drop in.
I'm
I'm dropping out.
Yeah. Bye, Leslie. Leslie,
I-
are you going to be on the 9th? Are you going to join us for Today, Yesterday on the 9th show?
Yes, not this week, but next week, right?
No, this Saturday.
Okay. Ciao.
Mwah, mwah.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye, Leslie.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Ozer Teitelbaum, who is literally my oldest friend in the world. I've probably known him since 3rd or 4th grade. Ozer, how are you? Ozer, oh no, we tried this out before the show started.
You can ask him to unmute.
Ozer, are you muted? Are you unmuted? Oh no.
Tell him he's muted.
Uh-oh.
Want me to help?
Let me,
He can't hear you because he's on the phone. He doesn't have the texting.
he says he's in the green room still, but I've admitted you. Or are you on the, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, you're twice. I don't know how you manage that, bro. I guess that's your bridge idea, but Ozer Teitelbaum is not going to be visual. He's on the phone. Is that you, Ozer?
Is not visual to you. I am invisible.
So Ozer, man, it's been an interesting year for you. I know you can't talk too much about your work or stuff like that, but how you been?
I've been doing okay. It's been a pretty crappy year all around. So a lot of people I know have died, and a lot of people I know have suffered. So otherwise, looking forward to a better year next.
Now,
How about you?
The folks, were they COVID deaths or were they just, deaths?
Two were COVID deaths. One was a suicide, and two were not.
Yeah,
So-
I'm very sorry, man. It's
All right.
that's
Right.
a hell year. Yeah, I'm fine, but I want to know how you are. I mean, I do this show every week. Everybody knows how I am. So
Nobody knows. What are you talking about? I never hear your show. I never get prompted to watch it or listen. It's like you ignore me all year, and then all of a sudden you have this end of the year thing, and you're like, oh, I need to kill 30 minutes with a guy who knows me longer than anybody else on the planet. Minus my
Ozer
parents.
warned me. He warned me
He's
that he would be
naughty.
ragging on me.
He's naughty.
This is really not full rag. You caught me on a bad day, so we'll have to wait till another time when I zing your heart.
Ozer, Joyce says that because you're doing this, I'm gonna force you to listen to the yodeling pickle. Here it is. We have the official yodeling pickle.
The good thing is I have a mute on my speaker, so I don't have to listen. I can just talk.
There we go. It's very quick though.
All right, I guess that's the end of the show. Thanks, everybody. That really works well. Are you aiming for an adolescent audience, or what's your demographic? I'm trying to figure that out.
Adolescents. It's basically I go for the embryo to.
Oh, you're aiming up then. You're aiming up for adolescents. Okay, well that's good because we don't really want juvenile. We want adolescents.
Well, Ozer, tell me, what is the best? I know it's been a crap year. What has been the best thing that happened to you, or to people you know in 2020?
I had a pro bono case for a client of mine, and I got her a tenured track. No, I got a tenure for a discrimination claim.
Sweet. Well done. I mean, pro bono means you can get paid, but hey.
Ask him what the discrimination.
I didn't do it to get paid, dude. I did. No.
What kind
so
of discrimination?
yeah.
Was it age? Was it age, race, sexuality,
gender?
preferring?
It was race and gender.
Yeah.
Race and gender.
Race and gender. The double.
Intersectionality.
Yeah, as Joyce says, intersectionality. Well done, man. Well, that's a good thing. So that's kind of a happy thing. What are your
yeah, best thing of the year. Thinking of the highlights, that's the one.
That's well. Is there anything that you're anticipating positive in 2021?
Well, and the most thing I'm anticipating is hanging up the phone. That's the first and foremost top of my list. I have really no ambitions for the next 90 minutes. On the 91st minute, I'll think about what 2020 won't be like, but I'm taking it second by second, so to speak.
Second by, indeed. Well, it has been a pleasure spending these seconds with you.
I've counted them. They've been painful all through. You and your pickle. So I'm going to get out of the jar and go get pickled myself. Happy New Year to you, and it's good that I'm dialing in on a completely dupe line, so nobody has to see it.
Well,
it's not shown. Tell them it's not
yeah.
shown.
Well, no, we see the phone number, but it's not a real.
No, it's not shown.
No, it's not a real number.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You didn't share screen.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. That's weird. It's not gallery view, or I'm not sure
You're
what's.
not gallery.
I am on gallery view. Well, anyway, Ozer.
I'm on a dupe number, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, I knew you were
just kind of funny. I'd rather have a dupe number than have a dupe friend. Oh wait, I have both. Oh damn.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That.
Yeah.
Ozer, Happy New Year to you. And
Happy New Year to you and Joyce. Be well and have a great 2021.
We should talk about the tenure situation.
About the who?
A conversation for another time. All talking about tenure and stuff, but not for here.
Oh, yeah, I understand that, it was a little bit thought of in advance of this call. So wonderful, great year to you both.
Thanks.
And may your, whatever those characters are, live in infamy.
Okay. Bye-bye, man.
All right. Be well.
You too.
Bye.
All right. That was my oldest friend in the world. Oh, good. He let himself out, which means we can bring in our next guest. Can you check? Is my telephone anywhere? My
Bonnie.
She's calling?
I don't know, but she checked in on Facebook, but you gotta call her. I would call her here.
Oh, well, I've already guests waiting now, okay. So if you want to give her a buzz, because I don't know where my telephone is. But anyway, we've got.
What should I tell Aunt Bonnie?
Just tell her call in when she can, and we'll get her on very quickly. But welcome to our old friend. Well, not that old. I've only known you for about 7 or 8 years. But hello, friendy. It's
hello, Dave.
Cleaver, Wendy Highby from Greeley, Colorado, and environs. How are you guys?
So good, glad to see you.
Yeah, we're going. You know what? I'm stay there. I got my Aunt Bonnie on the phone, so
Okay.
we're doing. Oh, I shouldn't show that.
Oh, yeah. Let's have our number, please.
Just wanted to call in and wish you a healthy, happy new year.
Oh well, that is my aunt. She's my Aunt Bonnie Pinkow. She is my
That way
dad's.
So you don't show her
Yeah,
number.
I've got to show it this way.
Yeah.
She's my dad's sister. So Bonnie,
Oh,
what is like
Fred
the
look great.
Yeah, they
Wendy, I
look
love
great.
Your glasses.
what was the best thing that happened to you and our family this year, Bonnie?
The best thing that happened to our family this year?
Yeah, or to
We
you.
made it through.
Well, yeah.
We made it through. It wasn't a great year for anybody, but it's
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's almost over, and next year will be better.
Thank God. That's good. And hey, you know, I don't think any of none of your kids, anybody you know dealing with the corona or not?
Knock on wood, honey. No, thank goodness not.
Good. Well, that's wonderful. So, yeah, that's really about.
That's it in a nutshell.
Ask
David.
Aunt Bonnie if she has resolutions.
Have you made any New Year's resolutions? But,
For the year? No idea yet.
no idea.
Nobody has made resolutions.
Yeah,
yet.
nobody's doing that anymore. No one's bothering to make
Wendy will
resolutions.
have some. The librarians
Because there's nothing to do to make
That's right. There's no sins. There's no vices. You know. But anyway, Bonnie, my resolution is for you to stay healthy and happy, as well as all your kids. By the way, a couple of whom didn't even respond to my request to be on the show tonight. So I've got to have a little talking to.
They're busy.
All right, then you call and talk to them. That's
They're
all.
busy. They're busy.
They're busy. They're busy. I know. But thank you for calling in, Bonnie. Bonnie, much health to you. Much health to all my cousins.
Plan.
And just be well and have a better 2021. Okay.
You too and your family.
Thank
Love you all.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's my Aunt Bonnie. Let's get back to Fred and Wendy. So what's the best thing that happened to you guys this year?
Well, today around lunchtime, we were leaving the house.
I'm
We were
sorry.
leaving the house at lunchtime today. I was driving. I was backing out of the driveway and I ran over the recycling.
You ran over the recycling today. That's okay. So that's compacting it even further for the garbage people. That's very helpful.
Yes.
I love your glasses, Wendy.
The Randy Rainbow glasses. We love Randy Rainbow.
Oh, Randy, your big Randy Rainbow. It's
Yeah.
kind of very, it's echoey. I'm not sure why, but I'm trying to understand some of the.
Why is Sulu there?
Oh, that's George Takei.
Yeah.
That's from his musical, by the way, his Broadway musical, The Fan Is.
Oh, right. That's when he did that one about the Japanese internment camps.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really great musical, very ambitious, covered a lot of history.
Cool. So, Fred, how are you? You know,
I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, I had something to share with you. I wanted to read a footnote from a book I was just reading. It's from The Age of Skin, essays by Dubravka Ugresik. I'm sure you're familiar with it, no?
Oh, yeah.
And
Read it in Japanese, Fred.
yeah, a monument to the potato was raised in Belica, a little town in Medmorje, where the majority of the population are potato farmers. And there's another in the Novgorod region of Russia. And Boston has this popular potato shed memorial. So, have any of you been to the potato shed memorial?
No, but is it a memorial to actual potatoes or the sheds that they're in?
Tell them you're banned from anything
Potatoes, it's both the potato sheds, but the memorial is actually potatoes, stacks of potatoes.
What is the purpose of the shed?
This is one of the most beautiful things we've ever heard.
I know.
Is this like a-
Thank you, Fred, for
The
sharing
one
that.
in Belica is actually very attractive. I like it.
Man.
So if we ever want to take a trip together to Croatia, we could go see it.
As soon as we can get on a plane anywhere, I'll go see the potato shed. Not museum. What is the potato shed? What?
Potato shed memorials in Boston.
I was in
So just
Boston. I
up
thought
the-
it was in Japan. Oh my God, we have to go. We
Yeah.
absolutely have to go. It was very sad. We had one of our guests in the DAVERHOOD was Dawn Wells, who was Marianne on Gilligan's
yeah.
Island. She just died a day or two ago. And the Idaho Potato Commission put up a picture of her next to a big Spud sign when they came through her town for the state fair. I was so proud. It was so, I knew she was a good person because she was there for
Tell them
Potato.
they look great. It's so lovely to see them. We have to zoom off the air.
Yeah, we have our, oh my God, we have our next guest already. So Fred and Wendy, happy most New Year to you.
Happy, thank you.
You both look great. Wendy looks, I love her glasses.
Yeah, your glasses look amazing, Wendy. And you look terrific. You look like you're doing well.
Did you get our postcard?
When?
Recently, very recently.
No.
Little America postcard.
Oh no, Little America. Well, still in Little America, everything takes longer.
That's right. They're still processing your credit card.
Yeah, it takes longer.
But they'll send it as soon as they can.
What's your credit card?
I've got to get our next guest going on. So guys, happy. Thank you. Healthy to both of you. Let's Zoom together, not on the air very soon. Let's get to that thing that yesterday quiz also. I would love that. I think that'd be great to have you play against Leslie and David and those kind of folks.
Yeah, we could probably do that now that, circumstances have changed some for us, so we could do it.
Things have changed.
Wonderful.
We'll catch up with you later. We love you guys and we miss you very much.
Likewise. You look great. So great to see you. Happy New Year. Well, they got hours before their
Live
New
long
Year.
and prosper. New Vulcan.
Live long and prosper.
Prosper, okay.
Live long and peel. Okay, there we go. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Fred and Wendy. Fred Cleaver, Wendy Highby, and coming into the neighborhood, my other friend. Oh, and I've got let me also use a little early.
Lisa and then Don.
We've got Lisa Araga.
Hey.
Let me just do a type to someone. Yeah, early in the room. Get to you soon. But this is my writer friend, Lisa Arata. I was in a writers group with her. And I actually just had Fred and Wendy Highby on the show. So you, of course, know Wendy because she was in the group. How are you doing?
Well, I'm a Republican, so I'm like.
You may be the only one. So
Yeah.
everybody's going to want to know. Everybody is going to want to know why you voted for Donald Trump. I assume.
I was born this way. He's like America. So, but I thought it was chess, but it's really checkers, isn't it? It's checker game.
Nixon's dog. You're rolling way too far back in the past.
It's actually shoots and ladders.
So, all right. I mean, if you've watched this show, and I think you have, you know that I often defend. You know that I often defend the the current president for 3 more weeks. But at a certain point.
Well, yeah, the Israel thing, not bad.
That's huge. So here's the deal. How was your year? How were you in 2020?
I found many moments of crystal clarity and inspiration. And one of my favorite things this year has been little free libraries. It's just, I've read such good books. One of them that I can think of offhand was The Orchardist. And I think free is the way to go from now on. One of the things that I found in a little free library was this. It's
good God. You're reading that? What is that?
It's a triple com. It's the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the the Pearl of Great Price. It's the quadruple com. I found it in a little free library, and it means a lot to me because it's full of notes. It's like somebody studied their brains out to try and be a good Mormon and wrote all these good notes in it, just like I used to.
Yeah.
And they finally, I think they gave up and put it in a little free library, and I got it. And it's just the greatest thing because it's inspiring me to write about being a Jack Mormon, because my dad was a Christian Reform and my mom was a Mormon of Mormon roots of, they were Calvinists, I think, and then they joined the Mormon church. And one of them, Alexander Niebuhr, was a Jewish man who came from England And he was like the first Jewish man in the Mormon church. And that's why they have so much affinity with Israel, is just those few people like Alexander Niebuhr. He spoke 5 languages. He was Joseph Smith, no, he was Brigham Young's dentist. And
okay, I can't even follow this anymore. All I know is that you got a Jewish guy in there. Nothing gets between you and your Calvinists. I have to say that. But yeah,
right, that's why we love Israel. And
yeah.
So I'm writing a book called "We Were the Jack Mormon Kids," and it's about somebody's journey to decide. So,
but it's a novel, semi-autobiographical. It's not. There's not autobiography or anything like that. It's a novel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, good. I mean, if the one thing that inspired people sitting at home for months at a time to sit there and write novels, and you've written a novel or two, and certainly tons of short stories and things like that. So yeah, how far? Do you mind answering the last question before we gotta get some other guests on the show? But okay. How far along are you on the newie, on the novel?
I've written the spine and the peaks, and she's got to make the decision. It's like Isaiah Berlin said, sometime you have to make a choice, and you have to irrevocably lose, between two goods, you have to lose one really good thing and choose the other thing.
Yeah, that's sort of like Mormons choosing wives, if you think about it. I don't know what that is. I'm not even going there. Lisa, first of all, wish everybody in the writers group. I know. Are you even still meeting? Are you still doing it? Are you on hiatus?
No, we didn't. I left because the political thing was just too, I can't do this. Somebody just could not stop talking about their political views, and I was just like, I can't do writing and this political view. It's a completely different thing. But anyway, I wanted to say hi, Dave, my friend from a different world.
Who's the other Dave?
You.
Or no, you mean me? Okay. How am I in a different world? I'm a writer. I was in Colorado. We're in the same world, Lisa. I gotta tell you.
A wonderful critic too.
Well, anyway, Lisa, you look good, and you look happy, which is a really important thing coming out of this year. I wish you health. I wish you finishing the book. I wish you creativity and lots of good things in 2021. Really, really, really.
Don't they say L'chaim or something like that?
L'chaim will do. And what do Mormons say? Do they say anything special? Like
no. come ye saints.
That's right. Please have a great one, Lisa. Thanks so much.
You too, and all your friends.
Bye now.
Bye.
Lisa Arata in the neighborhood. That is not a mistake. It is not an Arata. Let's see, we're at what time? Who's next? We have, I guess this is her or him.
Perl.
Right, well, sometimes they're not the names in the...
Otherwise, it's Mary and Vicki. Vicki's listening, so she's not on. She's listening.
Cool. Well, we got somebody entering the room. Joining. Da, da, da. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you please welcome to the neighborhood our pretty recent friend of the neighborhood, although I've known him for a couple of years now, former Spanish professor at the University of Northern Colorado, and definite political activist on the other side of Lisa Arata and her political views. Please welcome to the neighborhood, Don Perl. How are you, Don?
I'm fine. Happy New Year to you, Dave, and yours. How are you?
Thank God I'm fine. How are you doing? How's life? How's health? How's your lovely friend that you're spending New Year's Eve with? Oh.
Lovely as ever. And my health is good, thank God. Yeah. We're going to get a vaccine pretty soon.
Well, I mean, is that an official thing?
Well, yes. Oh. We're in a vulnerable category. Right. Those of us of advanced age. You're not there, Dave. You're young and strong.
Yeah, not as young as you think, but thanks.
Ask him.
Yeah.
There's a little gender nonconformity with his name and his look.
Yeah, you don't look like a Patricia Califano, by the way. I mean, if you shave the mustache, maybe. But so what was done? It can be political. It doesn't have to be. What's the best thing that happened to you in this cruddy year that we're getting rid of?
I've been practicing a joke to share with you.
Is that the best thing?
This may be the worst thing of 2000. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Don Perl.
Well, I thought we had about 5 minutes, so we've been
Right.
working on this joke. It's very ethnic,
Good.
very ethnic. So here it is. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so it's right after the election, this past election. And this pollster is going from door to door in an ethnic neighborhood, and he's polling the people. He wants to know if they voted Democrat or if they voted Republican. All right, so he comes to this one house and he knocks on the door. Woman comes down the stairs. She folds her arms in front of her chest, and she has a quizzical look on her face. And he introduces himself and says, I'm a pollster. The election is passed, and we would like to know, we're just taking, again, a poll, and we want to know if you voted Republican or if you voted Democrat. And so she looks at him and she scratches her chin, and she finally says, I know the vote of the party. I voted a man. I voted a man. And so the pollster thoughtfully looks at her and he says, well, then you're not a Republican or a Democrat. You must be a technocrat. And she says, just a minute. I asked my husband. And she looks upstairs and she says, hey, Luigi, are you a technocrat? No, I'm taking a shave.
How did you know that joke would be right up my alley? How did you know that would be the perfect joke for someone like me? Well, if you know me, you probably, thank you for that. Oh, Don Perl, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. No, that hit the spot, you know, because people,
I hope so.
What happened to you in 2020? Nobody wants to talk about the year. So coming on with a joke is
resolutions. Nobody has
last question for Don. Do you have
Yes.
any resolutions? Do you believe in that stuff?
I believe in it. It's kind of like Rosh Hashanah, you know.
Yeah.
On Rosh Hashanah, we reflect.
Mhm.
As far as resolutions are concerned,
Yeah.
just to be open to the goodness, because this past year will definitely go down in history as one horror story after another.
Yeah.
So if we're open to goodness, let it come in. Let's invite the goodness.
As Rabbi Saul would say, from your mouth to God's, well,
God's ears.
God's tuchus. No, the rabbi would say God's tuchus, because he would follow on the technocrat joke. But Don Perl, much happiness, much health to you, and to Patricia as well. She can
Yes,
I saw her hair and maybe a little bit
Yes.
of boob. No, but no boob. No, don't
She
say
ducked to one side because, you know, she didn't want to monopolize it all.
Well, it's been a delight having you back. I hope you're writing lots of poetry. I hope that you're doing good creative things. I know that you're writing pieces that people can read in the Greeley Tribune, and that you're being very politically active, which is a great thing. So thank you, Don.
Thank you very much, Dave. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing well. And could you just tell me one thing before you leave me about your world? Any one thing that fits?
What that
Hard
fits?
question.
My world.
You
My
wanna
world.
share.
I'm hoping to get back to Colorado.
Show 'em the pickle.
Yeah,
Are you writing?
Yodeling pickle.
Well, that's a good pickle. It even yodels.
It does yodel. It does,
Yeah.
and it's surprisingly heavy a pickle because it's quite cucumbersome. But you know,
Quite cucumbersome.
on that note, Don Perl, so wonderful to see you. Happy New
So
Year to
wonderful.
you.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Be well. And to your partner. Lovely to hear her voice as well.
Yes. Have a
Do you have
great
other
weekend.
people? Are other people coming on to share their?
Yeah, I'm running about 5 minutes late already. So thank you, Don. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Dave.
You and yours.
Happy New Year. I hope to see you again soon.
Me too. Bye-bye now. Okay, we've got coming on.
Vicky's gonna join too.
Yeah, I know. We're 5 minutes late already. Hold on. We're moving. We're rolling. Joining the DAVERHOOD. Coming on. And this is a huge thing for me right now. This is our old friend. She's been on a bunch of our shows, but not only have you never seen her because they've all been audio, but I haven't physically seen this woman in probably 20 years. And every time you Google her, it's the same photo that they run with her bio when she writes theater reviews for places like Windy City Times. And it's the picture is one from like 25 years ago. So Mary, you need a new picture, but you look great. How are you? This is Mary Shen Barnidge. Audio, make sure you're muted. Unmute your
You
mic.
can ask her to unmute. Come here.
Oh, she's Mary, unmute,
No, no.
unmute.
We're unmuted.
Yeah, no, I hear you. How you doing, Mary?
Okay. Some of these buttons are a little bit slow to respond.
And Joyce says about me and our sex life, but I blew that joke anyway. So you're looking good, Mary.
Okay, I'm glad you think so. You've heard it said of some actors that they've got the perfect face for radio. Well, I have the perfect voice and face for print.
Well, you're a little hoarse today. You haven't sounded this hoarse in the last few years. So I don't know if it's no,
it's just that I'm sitting in my office. There's dust everywhere. Okay, dry heat, and and of course I spend all day not talking to people. So,
yeah. Well, let me ask you a couple of quick questions because we have another Chicagoan who's coming on very quickly after you, but or with you.
yeah.
For a little bit, but so many things I want to ask about Chicago, but we have time for one big question, which is, and you're very proud of this, like New York, Chicago theaters had a shutdown in March, but they really ramped up, you think, very, very quickly responding to the COVID thing and staying alive, these theater companies.
Okay.
What are they doing?
Okay, yes, indeed. Officially, the theaters began to close about the middle of February, but Theater Wit was in previews for a play called Teenage Dick. Okay, no, it's a high school version of Richard III.
Oh yeah.
And not bad at all. But in any case,
Because it's hard to do Teenage Dick. Yeah.
Okay, since the rumors were going around that the theaters might close, they taped one of their preview performances, and so as fast as they could hammer out a deal with Actors Equity, they began to stream it. With great theatrical verisimilitude, the stream started with the artistic director welcoming us off Belmont Avenue into the theater and through the lobby. The bar was closed, and into the theater, and since it was taped with 2 cameras at a preview performance, you could spot a couple of other critics sitting in the audience, who had sneaked in early. Wow. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of them, but what that meant was that Theater Wit had a show. Running out there, streaming out there immediately. The Goodman had taped a preview performance of their production of the African Mean Girl play. There's a longer title to it, but I can't remember the whole thing. So we were able to see online the Goodman's Mean Girls play. Right. So the point is that in March, if you knew how to stream, and I learned very quickly.
We all did, yeah.
I mean, I already knew how to watch things on YouTube, or watch TV shows, on my computer. Right. But very quickly, I learned what streaming was. And could see some plays.
Well, speaking of streaming, we have another Chicagoan who is joining us, and someone that Mary knows quite well because she's a Chicago. See, the critics and the people who make the theater are not always adversarial. There's a great symbiotic relationship between them. So Mary Shen is and has been a theater critic for something like 30 years. Vicki Quade has been an actor and writer and playmaker. She is the one. She is someone who.
Vicki, I see your window there. Hi.
And co-created Late Night Catechism, which made it to New York and played in Chicago and plays all over. And Vicki, you've also been doing, even virtually, you've been doing a show, right? Well, last time we talked a couple months ago. How's that coming?
Streaming is not as good as being live.
Right.
And in fact, now it's actually getting harder because everybody is streaming. You can go on Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and YouTube and it just, there's so much out there. But I'm still streaming performances. What Mary was talking about, I actually had a show, Easter Bunny Bingo. It had just opened. We did one weekend, and I had the wherewithal to have it videotaped, and so we converted that and streamed it in April. So we were one of the early streaming performances, and that Mary is absolutely correct. That production of theater at Theater Wit of Teenage Dick showed all of us what we could do. Said Dick.
That you do plan, as Joyce points out, you're
the nun said Dick.
Nun, and we're making you say Dick.
The nun is aware. But it did give us all the idea that we should be streaming too. So what I did is I went into my archives. I had lots of archival videos of my shows, and I created something called From the Archives, and I've been streaming every few months my shows all year.
Now, Mary, can you give us one other example? Sorry.
Okay, Davey, we're taking this in sequence. Okay, so up through April, people were streaming material they already had. They were digging through their tape libraries and showing us tapes of past shows.
Right.
But some of the theater companies were creating new shows. A group called Black Button Theater put together something called The Mask of the Red Coronavirus that essentially was a lot of little tape segments with variety acts, based on the Edgar Allan Poe story. But in theirs, a powerful prince who sounds an awful lot like one of our country's leaders. The first of many people doing imitations of the departing president. At any rate, so but the show strung together variety acts that these people hiding from the plague used to keep them entertained.
Right.
Northlight Theater took their publicity pictures from their soon to open but canceled production of Intimate Apparel and put together a storyboard story with the photographs and a little bit of narrative in between, to tell it sort of like a storybook. The point that I'm making is that people were creating new material.
Yeah.
A group called Little Brain talked about how they've got to postpone their production of Love's Labor's Lost. Okay, and here they were all ready for it, and then all of a sudden they realized, wait a minute, this is Love's Labor's Lost.
Yeah.
A bunch of artists are saying, well, we're going to go into isolation, and we'll emerge much better in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, they meet women, and then they're not isolated for very long. We got really not even a minute left with Mary Sheng Barnidge and Vicki Quade. And my aunt calling in. So guys, I really have gotta wish you a very, very happy.
I want to go like this.
Oh, do it. Yes, your book. Please plug your book. While
I'm plugging my book,
I ask
Close Encounters of a Chicago Kind. Right.
So close. How can people get it, Vicki?
Eckhart's Press. ECKHARTZ Press.com.
Black Hearts Press.
No, Blackheart. Eckhart's.
Oh, Eckhart, I'm sorry, Eckhart's Press.
EKHARTZ.
And very quick,
press.com.
what is the book about? It's
Oh,
about
it
two
is
other people.
my traveling around Chicago, interacting with people, witnessing things, fun vignettes.
Just make sure Mary's not in there or her name's changed.
Yes, any stories about Mary or me, make sure the names are changed. Guys, so great to really
Thank
see
you so
you guys.
much.
Happy 2021 in Chicago to you guys. Hope to be Zooming with you long before the year's over. So just stay healthy, stay well, stay creative, both of you, and productive. Have a great one, guys. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
You too. Happy New Year.
You too. Bye, Mayor. And bye to Vicki. I'll let you go that way and remove. Yes, and Esther, hello. Happy almost New Year to you.
Same to you and Joyce.
Well,
Esther, are you drinking?
No, I had one and that's all we had.
Well, Esther, first of all, I owe you from a couple of days ago. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Auntie Esther. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Many more. So,
Thank
and
you. However, David, you were supposed to do that on, what the hell is it? Email.
David?
Remember how you used to do it? You used to write.
yeah, many times. No, I used to sing on your answering machine.
How come Aunt Esther looks like Adam Glass?
Well, they're related. They're cousins in a fashion. So, Adam, just hang out one more time, one more minute there. But I've got my Aunt Esther on the phone.
Sister Vicki said Esther is tanked.
She is not.
You're leaving me, Hank.
No, but Esther, had you been listening to my radio show on your birthday, or not radio, it's a video show now, you would have heard me sing happy birthday to you. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you gotta listen to the goddamn show, don't you?
Tell her that you sang it in a cappella.
I did. It was a cappella. It was not. I didn't sing it 147 times, but
Esther, he cried. He shed a tear. It was
yes,
so-
I shed a tear.
He sang my Yiddish Antela.
I even peed a little.
You know, you should lie for the new year. You know that.
So, Esther, quick question: what is the best thing that happened to you in this lousy year?
Let's see. The best thing, I'm able to walk.
You know, thank God. Because I remember back when I was seeing you, or a year ago, you were in terrible difficulty, having, steroidal injection. You could bear it. It was horrible. So I'm very glad that you're.
I still have a problem. I'll probably have to go for surgery. But,
Oh, Esther. Oh.
Well,
There we go. Wait, where's
I hope you have a good HMO. Oh, here's the sound of it. Well, Esther, I'm very, very glad you called in. I'm very glad that you're alive and well. Give love to
the Browers, the O'Briens, the whole
the whole mishpacha, all the people that we know.
I will. Bobby and Alex went to an alarm, so
I like the arson stuff.
They're kind of sick that way. Yeah, let's just look for fires. Anyway, Esther, love you. Happy 2021 to you. And
I love you guys, and I'm so sorry we can't get together in this wonderful pandemic.
I know, but soon enough. So you're enough pandemic for all of us.
Wow.
Love you, Auntie Essie.
I'm not going to say another word.
Well, wait. Esther, actually, I never can follow these things. I have my cousin Adam Glass on the computer here. Yeah, he looks terrific. Now, Adam, you're on the other side of the family, right? You're on my father's side. How the hell are we related?
By accident.
The condom broke. I know that one. But how are you?
But on your father's side, that's correct.
Okay, so you're.
Adam hear me?
Yes.
I can. Of course I can.
Adam, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Esther. Wonderful to hear your voice.
You sound so manly.
He has a great voice. He has a very good radio voice. Yeah.
Well, I have a face made for radio, so there you go. I had to have something that worked for me.
Adam, you got.
I haven't seen you in so long. I wish you a happy and a healthy new year.
And to you, Esther, and to you.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, love you, Auntie Essie. Have a great one. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'll talk to you next year.
You got it. Bye-bye. My Auntie Esther Brower talking on that. And Adam, you not only do you sound amazing, but you've got to be like 50 years old and you look about 36, if that. How do you do it?
Well, I wish I felt 36.
Is that your real hair? No, that family, they have great hair. That's your real hair, right?
It is every bit of it.
Every bit of it. Yeah, and the pubes too, which I'm shocked about.
And the cuffs and collars match.
Oh, that's good to know. So you've been healthy, and Judy and Richard and all those people have been, thank God, healthy and good.
It's like a fireman with the logo.
I know, yeah.
So far, everyone has managed to more or less stay healthy and COVID-free, more or less. Yeah.
So what's the best thing that happened to you, if anything good happened in 2020?
You know, I found I work in the city all day, every day,
yeah.
And you pass by many people who are suffering. And
that's wonderful. I'm such a happy.
Wait, just wait. My father used to say every time he felt that life was handing him a foul turn, he would come upon someone who was truly suffering, and he would take his troubles, stick them in his pocket, couldn't keep on walking because he could. And for me, it's been about the capacity to refocus on the things to truly be grateful for. I can get up every day and go to work. I still have my job. My family is healthy and well. I get to listen to you on Saturday mornings. You know, wonderful little things like that. The little joys that other people take for granted, or we take for granted in every previous year. This year has been about appreciating every little thing and every moment of time we have.
Yeah. I should ask you. You're married, you have kids and all that sort of thing. Everybody, and you said everybody's healthy, but give a shout out to your my cousins. Would you say hi? Tell me about your family.
Let's see. That would be Dorothy, wife, and Piper, my daughter, at UConn, first year there.
She's in Alaska?
And
no, yeah, UConn, so,
yes,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wouldn't even know.
You can't think of the people you're married to or your children. This is good. This is
well, you know, unfortunately, I may look 36, but the brain is 98,000 years old.
Well, I wish we could get, I'd love to actually get together with you, have a meal at some point, in the city or somewhere. Are you living you're on Long Island, aren't you?
I am not. I'm in Westchester.
Whoa! Excuse me, Westchester.
Oh, please. There are a lot of different places in Westchester. I'm not quite so hoity-toity.
I know. But I'm thrilled that you're doing well, and I'm thrilled that you're healthy and your family's fine. Give my love to all the extended family folk that I'm never in touch with because I'm too selfish. But I need my time for me. I'm not.
You and your pickles, yes, I know.
But it doesn't mean I don't like them or love them or anything like that. It just means that I just don't have time for anybody else but myself. But it's great to see you. And hey, do you want to come on with that voice? Do you want to play Today Yesterday at some point coming up? If you listen to the show, you know what that is. That's our trivia quiz that we do every week.
I'd love to.
I'll email you. I'll message you on Facebook. Let's do it. Let's do it. If not next time, then sometime in January we'll get you on. Okay.
Love to.
Fantastic. Happy New Year to you, man. Healthy New Year. Have a great one. Thanks so much for being part of the show today.
Happy and healthy to you, Joyce, and the family. Be well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Adam Glass there, my cousin Adam. And now we move on to our next guest. We're rolling into our new.
All the people watching?
Yeah. Yes. Believe it or not, yes.
What?
We have in the DAVERHOOD my good friend and theater critic and former head of the drama desk. David Sheward.
Hello.
who joins us every week to play the Today Yesterday.
How are you?
Yeah, you should have really, you're on TV here. You should have dressed up, Dave.
Well, I'm wearing my 2004 glasses because that was the last time I bought something like this 16 years ago.
So have you been having a good New Year with your husband? I thought you might make a cameo. I thought we might get to see him. No, yes?
Well, we'll see.
Before he pulls some wires and throws you accidentally off the air?
Yes.
So tell me, David, I told the guests on the show, I said, if we're going to prepare something, you can talk about a good thing that happened to you, a good anecdote for 2020, tell a joke, or something else, or stump me with a trivia question. So what would you like to do?
I don't know. I just thought I was going to come on and you would tell me what to do.
Well, then what is some...
all right. Here's a trivia question, which won me something at Star Trek Convention. What Emmy-winning actress portrayed 3 different roles on Star Trek, the original Star Trek series?
Emmy-winning, I don't know from Emmys. All right, let's see. Lee Meredith, was it Meriwether or Meredith? No, you're looking at me that's not right.
No, Lee Meriwether did appear on Star Trek once.
Meriwether, right, okay. Meredith was one of the producers. Can I get a hint? No, I can't because I'm gonna fail.
Well, the hint would be she won her Emmy for a guest starring role.
All right.
Before they had guest actors.
Lena Horne. No,
Was it the nurse?
Joyce is asking, was it the nurse?
The nurse in what?
On Star Trek. Was it a nurse?
No,
it
was not the nurse.
Can I get initials or something? I mean, I already failed. I already get 0 points.
The initials were BB.
Betty Davis.
Betty Buckley? It wasn't Betty Buckley yet.
No, it wasn't Betty Buckley.
Barbara Barry.
No, not Barbara Barry.
Oh. Beatrice Barther. No.
Beatrice Barther.
Belle Barth.
Belle Barth used to say, "Shut your hole, honey. Mine's making money." Okay.
Bonnie Branklin. No, I give up. Was it?
All right. It was Barbara Boston.
Oh.
Who won an Emmy for Hill Street Blues.
Right, I remember her. Yeah.
Grace Gardner, the sexy woman who was dating Sergeant Esterhaus. And she appeared on she won an Emmy as Best Actress in a dramatic series before they had separate categories for guest actors.
Cool.
And her roles on Star Trek, where she was a voiceover in one episode called The Squire of Gothos.
Yeah.
She was on one called it slipped my mind for the moment. It was another one about the Cloud Minders, I think it was called.
I'm not a big. I mean, I've seen every Star Trek episode once because my wife has been watching them, but I was never a Star Trek person.
Another one called The Taste of Armageddon.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like my cooking, but well, I get 0 points on that. But if you want to see David pretty much every week on this program, on Dave's Gone By, Saturday mornings, he's the man to beat. A lot of times Leslie Hoban Blake plays along, and there are other guest players. It's a trivia quiz. We have a lot of fun. And you got me. Now, David, don't go away. I want to invite.
Oh, no, I'm not going anywhere.
And you're all sort of in the same field, which is kind of neat. So, ladies and gentlemen, joining the DAVERHOOD for the moment. Actually, this is rather perfect timing. Your friend and mine, and someone who's been a longtime friend of the DAVERHOOD, who's not visibly there. And there he is, Jeff Goodman, ladies and gentlemen, former host of the Two on the Aisle show with Charles Gross, who's going to be admitted in just a moment or two. So he'll join us as well. So Jeff, you know David Sheward, of course. From Drama Desk and from thedaviddesk.com, theaterlife.com, culturalweekly.com, except it's not the daviddesk.com. It's David Desk blogspot something.
It's a blog called The David Desk.
A blog called The David Desk. And Jeff Goodman. Jeff is now living comfortably, I believe, in Las Vegas. Is that true?
I'm living in Las Vegas. Not so comfortably because my pods seem to be lost somewhere in the United States.
Your what?
The pods that you pack all your belongings in a pod.
Oh,
It sounded like you said your putts, but
Oh, no, it's pods.
Yeah.
My zippy shells. That's,
Oh.
Come wait a
I'll
minute,
give
you
them a really
moved,
good review on this one.
you moved 3 weeks ago.
I moved the end of October.
We use pods and they had no problem.
Yeah, we had a pod when we moved from New York to Colorado all those years
Could
ago.
you call them for me and ask them when I'm getting my belongings?
How the hell have they had your belongings for 2 months?
They track everything. It's
I have lived out of the same suitcase with the same like 5 sets of clothes.
You know who used to do that? Remember Larry the critic? Whenever
Yes, Larry Balmer. If you guys remember Larry Balmer, he would always have issues with airports losing his luggage. Every time we go on a theater critics trip. What? Yeah.
This move has been just a disaster for me.
Oh,
But as I always believe, bad move, great life. Because it's like bad dress rehearsal, great performance.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I forgot. I was going to take my, I don't know. Even
You have to understand, Jeff has had, over the past couple of years, he was having surgery to if you've known Jeff for years, David.
I had a gastric bypass.
200 pounds.
I've lost 350 pounds.
350 pounds. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Several.
We must always
be happy. Yeah,
exactly.
But literally, when Jeff was having a second surgery, his house burned down. He was living in a place that was paid for by insurance. Finally sold. Well, no, you can sell your house. You got the insurance, and you were able to move to Vegas, and now you have no stuff. It's like unbelievable.
Well, Jeff,
I love your
it's
attitude.
It's an excuse just to go on Amazon and shop.
This is true.
No, because I don't want to have all this stuff that I have to throw away. I've been living out of the dollar store, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I have the
get better.
I have the cheapest silverware ever. This is
all right.
This is wonderful $9.99 set of tableware from Walmart.
Good. But you look good, and you've been okay. You haven't had. You've been fine. And you're done with all the surgeries, right, Jeff? There's
Please God, I had to have the gastric bypass. When my house burned down, I had a hip replacement.
Oh, that's right.
So I could hardly walk. And then I had 2 skin surgeries to remove all the skin. I had a giant.
Mrs. Lincoln, how'd you enjoy the play? Oh man. So, but
everything was good. Let me tell you, all the surgeries were the best things that could ever happen to me.
So how's Vegas doing during this pandemic? Do you go out? You go casinos, obviously.
I don't go out because my belief is I choose my exposures. So all I do is I say, okay, I can go here. Like occasionally I go to the supermarket, but I really don't want to. So they have a wonderful supermarket here called Smith's that you put everything online. You just click buttons, and then when you get there, you dial them. The kids bring it right to your car,
right.
and it's great. I forgot to tell you, when I moved here, not only was the pod picked up late, but my car was picked up late. And they called me one day and they said, "Oh, your car will be here Monday or Tuesday." I said, "Great." And I'm ready to return my rental car. Wednesday morning shows up. Never got a car Tuesday night. So I called them and I said, "What happened?" They said, "Oh, we're so sorry, Mr. Goodman, but the what they call it, the truck or whatever, the carrier that your car was on had an accident in Nebraska." So literally, my car had an accident in Nebraska. Then it was delayed again because they had a snowstorm in Denver. I told you, David.
Yeah.
Because I thought of you. I said, "Oh God."
Yeah, no, well, I'm so sorry. I mean, Jeff, it's amazing that you have the attitude that you have. It's just great. But let me ask David Sheward, because I didn't really, Jeff brought up something. I don't know if I ever really asked you, like,
yes,
you're living, I think you should say New York or Brooklyn? I think you're in Brooklyn.
In Jackson Heights in Queens.
So do you have to go out and teach? I mean, has your life been appreciative? Are you a homebody? Do you go out and do stuff and shop? Do you have stuff delivered or what?
Well, actually, since the New York positivity rate went up to over 3%, we've been teaching it from home, 100%.
Oh, okay.
There's a while there where I was going into the school in like from middle of October to the beginning of November, and then the positivity rate went up, and we were all remote.
David,
So Yes.
Both Davids. I have to tell you, the positivity rate of 3%, they are thrilled here. The positivity rate, for a while, it hasn't been for the last 2 days, was under 20%.
Wait a minute.
Jeez.
In Nevada. Yeah.
What?
They were like, oh, it's 19.9% positivity.
I've heard that
rate.
about different states. Yeah.
2 out of 5 people being tested came up positive.
Sure. Well, actually, in New York, your internet connection is unstable. Okay. I think it's like 7% in New York now.
Yeah, well, and today, I don't know what happened because there's been a big thing here with Fremont Street. Do you know what Fremont Street is? It's a downtown Vegas, and they have this big canopy over the street. It's a pedestrian walkway now, the whole street.
Yeah.
So it's a huge. It's pretty huge. It's about 4 city blocks long, and there's a big canopy, and the projections on the ceiling. Well, they closed the whole thing, and they're charging people $25 what they call security fee. They have great names for fees here. It's not an entrance charge, so it's not a party or anything, but it's a security fee to pay for the security. And they were going to sell, I think it was 13 or 14,000 tickets to get into this place.
Yeah.
So that's not
what on New Year's Eve or just ever?
No, New Year's Eve.
Oh,
normally it's just wide open. It's really nice. Not that I've been there since I moved here because I'm not going near tons of people.
By the way, Jeff,
But-
is that your dog? Is that?
Charlie's in the
Okay.
room. Charlie in the room. Let him in.
Yeah, he's in the waiting room.
He wants to go in.
Yeah. I mean, you know
What's
what?
that?
We have another guest who's joining you guys. Jeff,
Okay.
you know this person kind of well, and I think David Sheward knows him too.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us in the DAVERHOOD.
I know, Charles.
The one, the only, the Jewish. That's my usual intro for Rabbi Salsal.
He looks so tall.
I know, Charlie. And your dimple is cavernous in your chin. I love it. Oh, Charlie, we don't get to.
Just needs to put his camera on there.
Yeah. Oh my God, Grandpa, put your microphone on. We can't hear you. Take yourself off mute, Charlie.
I just have to
Oh, we
set
hear
up.
him. He's good.
Let me get to my place. I'll
Good
be
God,
there.
we have to see and hear
See,
him.
they don't do this on MSNBC or Fox. You know, they're already like that.
I know.
Fox, I don't know what they do
They're all
on Fox.
set
Who's
up.
watching
I
Fox?
hadn't realized this was MSNBC or Fox. How you doing, Dave?
Okay.
Jeff,
Hi.
Jeff, good
Hi.
to see you.
Let me re-explain to everybody. First of all, you're watching the Dave's Gone By annual New Year's special. And I'm Dave Lefkowitz. With me are, from the upper, well, I don't know what order all your Zooms are in, but we've got David Sheward, who is the former head of the drama desk and a writer.
The reigning quiz king.
The reigning quiz king of Today, Yesterday Trivia on Dave's Gone By. We also have Jeff Goodman, former guest co-host of Dave's Gone By, former co-host of a long-running theater review show called Two on the Aisle. And
Yes,
co-host of
indeed.
that show is our other guest, Charles Gross, who's gotten himself a haircut. Very nice, Charles.
Yeah,
Doing it.
just for this occasion, David.
Oh,
just
what is a haircut?
Just for you.
People get haircuts? What is that?
It's something we do in New York. Jeff, I didn't know you'd be here. I'm really glad to see you. I was thinking
Yes,
of
I
you
can't
today.
wait to celebrate 9 o'clock.
That's right. Jeff's in Vegas, of course. So, Charlie, I've been asking the other guys and pretty much everyone. So, you're out in Jersey. Well, no, you're
No, I live on a small island off the coast of New Jersey, better known as Manhattan.
So, how over the past 9 months do you do most of what you do? You just wear a mask? Do you go shopping? Do you go, obviously not to the theater? Do you pick up food? Do you go to the park or a museum, or just hang home and do video stuff? What?
Well, the answer to all those questions, except for the museum, is yes. Mostly what I do go out to shop. I generally am doing most of my shopping in New Jersey these days because I go to visit my mother. It's an interesting thing. She doesn't want me in the house. Nothing personal. It's just, it's dangerous.
Tolerable, yeah.
So we sit out in her backyard. We social distance. We wear masks. We chat, and then I will go shopping. But my wife is a medical doctor, and she has kept her practice open during this time. So normally she would take the train to work, but since this whole thing began, I've been chauffeuring her back and forth every day. So that's
Charlie's
how I
new career as an Uber driver.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, all right.
I am a private chauffeur. That's a little different, I think.
Now, I want to ask Charlie one thing about, and we've talked about this on the air, I think already, but I'm also been asking people what the best thing that happened to them in 2020 is, besides staying healthy. So I would imagine the best thing for you would be something creative that you did. So please remind everybody what that is and how they can see it.
Well, I guess the best thing, there were two things that happened to me creatively. First of all was Tales of Stockbridge. Now, that was a brand new show that came about basically because I was home with COVID. And I thought, well, let's try and put something together. And this was based...
You didn't have COVID. You were home during the pandemic.
Well, I'm home during the COVID. Yes. Thank God I have remained healthy. Thank God for that. And it was a two-part thing, which I performed at the Rochester Fringe Festival. I didn't go to Rochester. It was done virtually, and it was based on the vacations that my family took in Stockbridge during the 1960s, and then 40 years later, when I was traveling with my family, how we managed to find the cottage that my parents had stayed in, even though we didn't even have an address, and I ended it with. And I'm hoping this will become the second most famous story of Stockbridge. I ended it with the most famous story of Stockbridge, namely Alice's Restaurant. And I had a lot of fun doing that. And if you just go onto YouTube and type in Tales of Stockbridge, you can see it in its entirety.
Yeah, and you just YouTube Tales of Stockbridge, look for Charles Gross and that show. So let me ask
I have one more creative endeavor.
Go for it.
You know, I've been doing Two on the Aisle for 20 years. But there's no aisle to go on. So my current co-host, Leslie Hoban Blake, who I know is David's frequent trivia opponent, have created the Critics Circle. We just shot our New Year's show today, but we've been talking with artistic directors from theaters such as New York Theater Workshop, Paper Mill Playhouse. We've been talking with performers such as Hershey Fader. And the show we just did is the first one we haven't had a guest on. Basically, it's where do we go from here? What are you doing to survive? And we have found there is just so much creativity that people are doing until, that blessed day when the theaters reopen.
I miss roller derby. I really do. I think until that comes back. By the way, I want to let in. We have.
I think there's a new Netflix series about that. By the way,
let me. We have another theater person guest, so I want you guys to hang tight and stay where you are. But we have a guest. I don't know who this is.
A lady.
Yeah, but no, there's someone else, and I don't know who.
It's getting crowded in here. I think we have two.
Oh, look who's there. Guys, hang tight. This is family. So family, no offense, family comes first. That is my cousin Stefanie and her children. Well, 2.5 of her children. Well, you're just muting yourself. Hello, 2.5 children. Hello, there we are. Hello. And even the husband is there. Hello.
Oh, wow.
Zooming from about a quarter mile away from where I am. So Adam, why don't you introduce, since you're the alpha male, introduce all the people on your side there.
So furthest from me sleeping over there is Harley. She's our new dog.
I can't see. Harley cannot see, but okay.
Hold on, we'll show you.
Get the dog. You gotta show the dog.
Oh.
Just kind of out of it.
So
you guys are the Poconos, right? Is
yeah,
that?
they're the Poconos. So I wasn't sure about internet service, but so far it's working.
You look, guys. You look fantastic. So again, Adam and everybody, introduce.
So that was Harley Lou.
Yeah.
Then we got Connor Lou over here. He's the little dude with the Happy New Year's hat. Then we got Dylan Brady.
Dylan, hey Dylan. That's my cousin Stefanie, of course.
Yeah. The beautiful Stefanie.
The beautiful Stefanie, of course.
The mini beautiful Logan.
Logan, hello Logan. Hey guys, how you doing? Are you like Von Trapping them? What's with the uniform that you all look exactly the same?
Steve, you sent this to us, Dave. You sent this to us and told us to wear this.
Yeah. You look great. You look amazing. So guys, tell me something good that happened for all you people this
They got their doggy.
Well, was that this year?
Yeah.
You got the dog this year?
Yes, we got a quarantine doggy, like everyone else. Back in June. She'll actually be 1 year old next week.
Yay.
Oh, how nice.
That's good.
That's a wonderful thing. That's a terrific. Was it spayed when you got it? Was it? Did he have his things, or did you have to cut them, or what?
No, we had to cut them.
Oh man, not a happy year for the dog either.
5-pound lap dog.
How many pounds?
55.
55. Is he going to get much bigger or what?
I hope not. Not really sure.
Now, I should mention that Stefanie is my Aunt Bonnie's daughter. And Bonnie, she called in earlier in the show. So that's how this all sort of connects. So Stefanie is my cousin on my father's
And
side.
she has no relationship to the theater that all
No, it has nothing to do at all with theater, but they love the theater.
Yes.
In fact, Stefanie, you
There are
grew up
people like
with,
that.
you have a story, Stefanie,
Evan
real quick.
Hansen, right?
You know the guy who took over as Evan Hansen, and dear Evan Hansen, the youngest like lead star performer. So what was he? He was like 16 or something. Tell us a little bit.
16 years old. He was the youngest actor on Broadway as a lead character. He was Dear Evan Hansen for a year. He finished last February. He finished. And he's actually tomorrow on New Year's Day at 7 o'clock, he's starring in the Ratatouille TikTok musical that they're that they're showing. It was advertised on like CBS News. It's all over. He's in that.
But this is Andrew Barth Feldman that they're talking about. That's the name. So how do you know him though?
His mom was our camp director, so she was a good friend of ours.
I actually taught him how to drive, and it was a complete failure.
That's not a joke.
I taught him how to drive, and it was a disaster.
That's a whole nother show.
He's unbelievable. We've known him since he's 5 years old. He was actually in my mom's kindergarten class, and he began in Dear Evan Hansen in the end of January or the beginning of February, and then in May his mom got diagnosed with cancer. And passed away in August while he was still on Broadway, and he missed one show.
Oh, how awful.
Because theater is so much more important than family.
That's what kept him going. That's what kept him alive.
I know.
We did. We went to Disney World with them. They're good family friends of ours. They're good people, and his mom was a good person.
Well, you guys are great people too. I'm so thrilled, and I'll say this publicly. I mean, when and Adam, I could just kill you, man. Not in a death way, but I could. So when it snowed, like a ton of snow 2 weeks ago,
I wait down the block until you do everything, and then I show up the snowblower. I do that intentionally.
I spent like 2 hours.
You got a pom-pom hat and your gloves. I watched the whole thing.
If you had come like 2 hours earlier, I could have just sat having cocoa, but no, I shovel, I'm sore, I'm wet, I'm miserable, and then, I finally...
Well, David, I'm sure there was absolutely no way to communicate between the two of you that he was going to come over later.
No,
so
and then he comes with a snowblower in like 10 minutes. He does more than I did in 2 hours. What are you doing, David? What? Oh, the tiny
playing the smallest violin.
World playing a sad song to you.
But I really do appreciate the help that you guys. That's a little violinist down there. The help that you guys bring to my mom and dad. It's really, you know what it's like here. So that's really, really huge. And I wish you guys tremendous health and mazel and good things.
There's no snow. They can ski.
Are you skiing out there in the Poconos? There must be snow there. Yeah.
We skied all day today, and we're gonna go tomorrow again.
Oh, great.
Well, stay healthy. Don't be like Evan Hansen and break your arm. Just,
well, David, you can't ski here because it's terribly cold here. It's like in the 50s, maybe 40s.
Jeff, you can go water skiing, assuming that you can find some water.
Oh no, we just lost. I thought we lost our guest coming in the day. So guys, I'm gonna let the cousins go.
Charlie.
Happy New Year. Love you guys.
Happy New Year. Love you.
Love you too.
We'll send back the hats and pajamas next week.
Okay, so those are my cousins, but you guys hang tight because we've got one more theater person who's been waiting patiently, and now we're going to be rewarded with someone we all know very well.
Yeah.
Evie.
I love Evie.
Eva Heinemann.
Eva Heinemann. In a lovely wig. I love the hair.
David.
Happy New Year. Oh, Elkie, put the lamp on. I didn't realize how dark it
Oh,
was.
Alfie's there. Can Alfie get
Why
on
is
camera?
he
I haven't seen
on
him
the
since he
house?
was like a tyke. Where is, or well, he doesn't have to, but if he wants to.
You have a couple of show cards behind you, Ava.
Oh, yeah. I'm having Alfie put the lamp on so you can see better. I didn't realize how dark I was.
So Eva
David?
Heinemann, I should mention, I was telling before how Charlie and Jeff co-hosted Two on the Aisle for a bunch of years, and now Charlie co-hosts that with Leslie Hoban Blake. A very similar show of theater reviews has been hosted by Eva Heinemann. It's called High Drama, and that's been on for how long? For
over 25 years.
Wow. Well, yeah. Well, then Charlie, yours is close to 30, then, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It next, in fact, this coming year will be 30 years. And I have to say, with the exception of Leslie Hoban Blake, anyone who's ever hosted or co-hosted, I should say, Two on the Aisle more than once is now right here in the neighborhood.
Whoa! Isn't that,
with the exception of Leslie, you, Jeff, and Eva, and we've even had David has been on the show, but he was a guest.
Yeah. Well,
yes,
so
yes, I was. I remember that.
It was your book.
Oh my God, was it a good or bad memory, David?
I think it was a pretty good memory, from what I recall.
Well, we talked about your book. You know.
Yes.
That was a good book. Every winner of Tonys and Oscars.
Oh yeah, the big book of show business awards.
Right. Have you ever updated it?
No.
By the way, David, what's going on with the Tonys this year? We got nominations.
Well, they have announced the nominees, and because they're not going to open the shows again until June of 2021, the thinking is it's sort of weird. The thinking, Charlotte St. Martin sort of hinted that, well, we don't want to do this. She said, we've got more time now. We can do more planning. And the real thing behind it is they don't want to, I believe, I don't know, but I think the thinking is they're not going to do the Tonys until it's close to the time when the shows will be opening, so that they can say, oh, we want to get, promotion, so that if we give a Tony, say, to Jagged Little Pill, people will buy tickets to see Jagged Little Pill. But they can't do that until it's close to the time when the shows will be opening. So they may not do it until 2021.
I'm actually kind of hoping.
I'm thinking maybe 5 years.
This year. I've looked at those nominations. They have one nomination for Best Actor in a Musical. Best Score. They nominated plays. I mean, I'm sorry. Was Percy Jackson really that bad? I don't think so. I mean, with nominations like that, I try to postpone the Tony Awards until 2022, where you can actually get some real nominations.
Yeah. Well, Eva, we've all been yakking about theater, but we haven't even, first of all, asked, how are you? This is Eva Heinemann. How you doing?
Oh, first I want to say, Jeff, my God, you look so good. How much? You've lost so much weight. You look gorgeous.
Oh, you haven't seen me since the last 350 pounds, huh?
No, I have not. Last time was my birthday, like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was just before I started losing the weight.
Wow.
And he's not joking. He's not exaggerating. He lost 300.
No, I went from 527 pounds down to 180.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
500 pounds?
I was 527. That's why I had to stop reviewing. I could hardly fit in the seats. Everything was so uncomfortable.
That's awful.
I just gave up on life. It was
we
really
would walk
bad.
we would walk to the theater, and he'd have to stop at every block, and then post when he got into his current shape, I invited him to join me, and he walks from Penn Station. I mean, it's
fantastic.
This is truly a miracle of modern medicine.
That's good.
Yeah.
But the miracle here is, Eva, your hair.
I thought I looked festive for New Year's Eve. I have my Mardi Gras jewelry on. You can't see it, but I'm wearing a glitzy crocodile.
That's in the glitzy eyes on, baby.
Cardan, who just so Eva, what is the best memory that you will take away from 2020, which doesn't have a lot of good ones, but like the best thing that happened?
Okay, this is sort of a bucket list. This is really silly. I don't know. Do you guys watch CBS Morning News with
no.
Tony DeCopel and Gail King and Anthony Mason? Well, they have this segment called What to Watch. And you know me and puns. I mean, I start high drama. every time with a pun. My reviews are full of puns. I love wordplay more. That's why I'm a theater critic, because I love wordplay.
Oh, Mr. Peabody.
So they have this thing for Vlad Dudier called What to Watch. And the audience members were throwing out these funny little things to lead into Vlad Dudier. And I followed Tony DeCople on Twitter. I barraged him with this and that and that and this and nothing. And I'm like, oh, this is never going to happen. I gave up on it. And then on Christmas morning, and I didn't even realize it was me because it was so long ago. All of a sudden, you heard Tony DeCople go, the weather outside is frightful, but Vlad is so delightful. And that's from Ava Heinemann. And Vlad is like, oh, Ava, that was wonderful. And I was like, So I mean, every thing that happened to me was floods and
almost midnight.
I was tired.
Wait, so hold on, Eva. I think David's waving goodbye. You want to go?
Yeah, it's almost midnight. I need to join my party, but it was great to see everybody.
You too, David. Have a good year.
Really great to see everybody.
David, have a very happy 9 o'clock.
Thank you. I just wanted to say one quick thing. Last year at New Year's, the highlight, I guess, was last year. My tweet got on CNN because I was watching CNN, and they have this podcaster, Richard Quest, who's a British guy with a very gravelly voice.
He's in Times Square now.
It was very annoying, and he has a very annoying voice. So I tweeted, "Oh no, the dulcet tones of Richard Quest." Hashtag. What next? And then I'm looking on the screen, and there it is on CNN. Okay.
You know the feeling.
Happy New Year.
Yes,
Happy
the
New Year,
best of
David.
everything
Happy
to
New
you,
Year.
David.
And happy and healthy, all things good too. So I have a couple, a minute or two left, and then I want to get on my old friend. Actually, I really kind of need to say goodbye to you guys because I want to get on my one old friend from high school. So let me wish you all happy. I will call you Jeff Goodman.
No, Ava, call me. I don't want you to call me.
I don't know if your phone number, but I do have your email, so we'll email each other. And I just got to say, this is my wonderful town champagne glass from 2003 when we could go to the theater.
It's your what champagne glass?
Wonderful town.
From 2003.
A wonderful town. Oh, say hello to Donna Murphy.
Well, guys, it's been fabulous. I want to wish you all healthy and terrific 2021. All things good. Jeff, have a great one. I hope you get
Happy 9 o'clock.
Good to see you, David.
Good to see you too. Health to Margie and the kids.
I will.
See you in the new year. I
Looking
sure
forward to it.
And Eva Heinemann, so good to see you too. Stay well.
Yes,
and
happy New Year.
Happy New Year too. Much happier New Year to you. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, also joining us with just a few minutes to go before the new year, it is my friend from junior high school and high school, a man with whom I was in a band called Stephen Fisch and the Fabulous Fish Heads. He is the one, the only, the Man Mountain, Stephen Fisch. How are you, Esteban? Wait, he's getting his Stephen, you're on. So, he's just connecting to the audio there.
Yeah, got it.
Yay. So I think you need to turn your speakers down. Oh, no, you're good.
You can only be connected to one device.
I'll turn the speaker off as that.
That'll do it. That's you can hear me, right? You can.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes,
you look great. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you. I'm technically at this point out on leave from work, but at the end of January I will be a retired man. So.
Congratulations, man. I mean, I can't even think of retiring for the rest of my life, and you're retired like in a week. That's incredible. So, but let me ask you, one of your things is you are a huge music fan. You go to a lot of concerts. How have you been getting through a 2020 where there were no concerts to go to?
Well, there's been no concerts to physically go to, but there's been concerts to virtually go to. So that's what I've been
And you virtually go to everyone.
And as like Susan just said, I virtually go to everyone.
Well, what's been the best concert or two that you have seen virtually since March? Like, what have you watched on video or live stream? And you went, oh, that was amazing. That was great.
I watched a lot of Grateful Dead shows. These, of course, were not recent shows. They were filmed years ago.
Yeah.
Same thing with Elton John to a lesser extent. There weren't quite as many Elton John shows, but the ones.
You see a lot of Yorma.
Yes. I watch every Saturday night. Yorma Kalkinen. He actually does a live stream. He's from Jefferson Airplane.
From his four-piece ranch. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Yeah. And I watch that on Saturday nights, and that's good entertainment.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. So, well, I mean, that's good. I mean, you found the niche. You found just like theater people have been watching all sorts of different kind of theaters and stuff online. You found the way to be watching the things that you want to watch, which is real cool. So, how well? I mean, that's been, I guess, good for you in the new year. What are your hopes for the year ahead?
Well, my hopes for the year ahead is that I think, like everybody else, that we get this darn virus.
I mean,
virus, and that we can all go back to the things that we used to do again. I'm sorry, what did you say, Susan?
Travel.
Travel. That would be great to be able to do again and see friends.
By the way, Susan is your I don't know if you're married, but you've been together for quite a while.
We're kind of like married. We're sort of married in a way. We're boyfriend, technically boyfriend, girlfriend, but in a way, kind of maybe common law married. I don't know if that's really a thing or not. But
well, you can bring it. Can we get a look at her? Do you want to bring her on? Susan, is she on cam or not?
She's like Joyce. She doesn't want to come on camera.
Tell Susan I love her.
Joyce loves you. The
love is mutual.
The love is mutual.
Well, so I'm going to give you the option, Stephen, because we're about 3 minutes away from midnight. So if you want to hang with us, we're going to have the Ketchup drop at midnight, and we can share that with you. Or if you guys, if you want to do your private, whatever at midnight and do your thing, that's up to you.
I can hang out.
So we'll share the major Ketchup dropping, plus Joyce has poured some vintage white wine, and I never drink. I'm not much of a drinker. But, it was a Chardonnay.
This is my white wine.
So then he's drinking Poland wine. Yeah. This is Polish water here. So well, if you can just hang with me, because I want to tell people a couple of things before we hit midnight. You're watching the Dave's Gone By annual New Year's Eve special with 2 more minutes left in the year of 2020. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. My darling and adorable wife Joyce is helping me out with the show. Let me read real quick the names, because this is a perfect time to thank everybody for watching. We're not going off the air at midnight. We're going to hang until almost 12:30. But thank you so much for watching. Jonelle and Kurt and Pete F. and Chris, Dewey, Fred, Christopher, Mark, Lisa, Joe P., Don, Samuel, Jeff T., Justin, Gracie, Craig T., Lisa S., Ted, Charis, I know, Charis, Peter, Richard, Michelle, Jane, Deb, Melanie, Heidi, John, and John. Samuel, Jan, Hong, Ilana, David, Gig, Gigi. I can read the rest of these after we're after midnight, because we're 1 minute away from the all important timer. Well, actually, I just sort of look at that. So let's do it. I'm gonna kind of do a 10, 9, 8 countdown. Oh, and there she is, Susan. Hello. Oh my God. The ketchup is about to drop. The ketchup is about to drop, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, here it comes. We also have here it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, everybody! Oh, happy New Year. Happy 2021. Goodbye to 2020. Oh, look. I think Baby New Year, Baby Spud wants to make an appearance. Look, behold, happy.
Happy.
With a brand new little packet of ketchup. Yay! Celebration. Oh, the hat. Sorry, thank you very much. Okay, there we are. Look, I am. Love you, sweetie. Oh, there's a reason I don't drink.
Is it bad?
No, it's delicious, man. I'm not a drinker.
It's not that
Yeah, I'd rather have a yoo-hoo. All things considered. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, chicken.
Oh, David, put the number 1 up. Put the number.
Oh, that's right. Oh, our budget for the show. We spent like thousands on this. Look at this. Look. Oh my.
Pennies.
The magic of television.
Wait, where's my thing? Okay, hold on.
Ready?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, worth every penny. That's just special, isn't it? Oh, happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year, Stephen and Susan. Happy, healthy New Year to you guys too.
Yeah.
That's, I know.
And to all the kitty
yeah.
cats. We see the kitty cats too.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
How many do you have? 1 or 2 or how many?
One over there. There's one. Let's see if I can.
Oh, show me.
Now you can't really see it. You got it in the camera. No.
I saw a painting over there. Did somebody paint that or?
No, she won't let me do it. I'm sorry. She's camera shy too. I guess.
It's great to see both of you. It's great to meet you, Susan. I've never actually met you, but how you doing? How you things are? You're okay? Things are good?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
That's key. That's tremendously important. How did you guys meet? Excuse me, meet.
We met over the internet.
In a chat room.
In the chat room. Back in the days of AOL chat rooms.
Right. And were you local or where were you living, Susan?
I was in Queens also.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So
I was a teacher and I saw, a teacher living in Queens. I figured I could finally have vacations with someone at the same time. So
because Stephen, we know Stephen has retired, but we haven't said that you were a teacher in the New York City school system or the
yeah, I'm retired also.
Yes.
So congratulations on that. So Stephen, assuming this pandemic goes away, you're looking at maybe a pretty good year. You'll have some time.
Yeah, I got a feeling 21 is going to be a good.
Adopt a kitten.
Yeah, you should. Joyce is saying you should adopt a kitten, so you have an extra friend for your other. But have you thought about?
Don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah. We'll probably eventually we're going to get another one. Who knows?
Tell them the name.
Yeah.
What are you gonna?
What's the name? What
is the name?
Well, when we get a new one, we're going to call it Sugary after the Grateful Dead song.
Well, don't shake it. You'll kill it. It'd be a very bad thing to do to a cat. Don't. So, I guess it remains because we've got some other stuff to do before we close the program on this January 1st, 2021.
Yodeling pickle.
Oh, yes, sir. Gotta hold. Just one last thing. This is for Stephen. Got to start the new year with a yodeling pickle. Don't ask me why, but we just have to. Guys, I want to thank you so much for playing along in the home game, but for being with us on the new year. I wish you great health. Good new year, good 2021. Thank you for also coming on, Susan. Thank you, Stephen Fisch, for being a friend for my God.
And for supporting you
30
during your
years.
reading and your
For coming to
came to the reading of Shalom Dammit.
for coming to the Rabbi's reading. Well, can you believe that was? Well, it's over a year ago now. But was it? Well, it was last August. I think, August. Previous.
So yeah, that was great. I had a good time with that.
Well, it's always great to see you. Stay well. Let's definitely keep in touch before another 12 months. And just a really good 2021 to you and yours.
Yes, you as well, and Joyce as well.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Stephen Fisch. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stephen Fisch, ladies and gentlemen, here in the DAVERHOOD on Dave's Gone By. Yeah, let me read the rest of the names of the folks. We also have a little bit more to do on the show before we go.
I cannot believe everybody called in.
Literally everybody who
single
promised.
person I crossed my call list.
Yeah, I mean, really, and I really appreciate that. I mean, because a lot of
I'm a
times
surprise guest of the Pinkow Sheflin.
they said they would try.
They Zoom bombed.
Yeah, well, bless them. No, they said they would try, and they did. You know, my cousin. I'll go through the list before we go, thanking everybody. But thank you also for watching. Melanie and Heidi, John, I said John DeResta also, Samuel, Jan, Hong, Alana, David, AJ, Deb, I think that is, or Dale. Might be Dale. Oh, was she? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Shout out to Deborah and Bobby and the kids. They said they wouldn't be Zooming in or joining us, but they were watching.
Esther was not drunk.
No, she was not. Rick, Roderick, Bruce, Bob, a lot of people watching. Edward, Bonnie, Jimmy, Maria, Peter, Louisanne, my cousin, Ken, well, yeah, she's my cousin by marriage. John, Sid,
Thumbs up and love. That's so nice.
Zachary, Daniel, Mary, Vicki, Mark Z, a different Mark, Ed, Scott, Gary, sorry, Paul Ann, Patel,
Gary also called Guard.
Guard.
Call me Guard.
Guard. Guard Cooper, the great actor. Esther, Charlie, Dawn, David F., Paul, Tim, Andrew, Jaime, and, or it might be Jamie, Nick, and Stacy, and so many other people. If I didn't read your name, I apologize. We can't get to everybody. Joyce can't. She's busy doing the watch party and trying to pay attention to what I'm doing in the phone. So
that wine was not so good.
Which one? Oh, well, we don't like wine. It's not my thing. Wine, yeah. We should have gotten Prosecco or like a champagne would have been good. But we want to do a couple of quick things. We want to do some farewells from the DAVERHOOD to some people that it would have been better to do this before the year turned, but there was, as you saw, there was no time.
You timed people
so many people.
How did you do that?
It was fantastic. I told everybody, hey, 5 minutes. That's what we got. Because they're used to calling, talking 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Not this time. So I apologize to my guests if sometimes if they felt a little like, wait a minute, I dressed up, I did this, and I was on for 5. But we had so many guests.
They had parties. I mean, they were doing stuff. People were, people had other stuff. So
it was fabulous. And oh my God, I forgot to mention, so many people have mentioned Rabbi Sol Solomon. He has done a rabbinical reflection for the end of the year.
Last year.
So Rabbi Sol, what can we do? Let's get through the farewells, the sad stuff. And then we'll get to Rabbi Sol saying a real farewell to 2020. And then we'll wrap up and and play one more message to everybody. And then we will wish you a very, very happy new year for the final time. Now that it's New Year's here. And hell, people in Colorado and people in California.
Or Vegas, like Jeffy.
Yeah, and Vegas, even Chicago.
May you find your pod with storage stuff.
I know. Oh, that poor man. But he has his health. Let's just say that. So let's do
99-cent dishware.
Well, I don't know why he's doing that, because really you can buy pretty cheap silverware, and I'm not going to buy the plastic stuff. But anywho, let's say, let's bring it down just momentarily. One of the wonderful things about doing this program for 18 and a half years, God, is that we have wonderful people, guests like we've seen, who have been on the show over the years, going all the way back to October of 2002, when we first started Dave's Gone By all those years ago. And we've had hundreds, literally hundreds of guests. The only sad part is by the end of the year, we lose a couple, and we lost a half dozen this year who were friends of the DAVERHOOD, guests who've been on the show who are now no longer with us. So we'll just do a quick farewell once more, because we did it during the year. But the Dave's Gone By DAVERHOOD says farewell, first of all, to musician Ian Finkel, who passed away in November at the age of 72. It's one of the rare times, except for like me and my dad, when we've had a father-son separately on the show. Ian Finkel, of course, was the son of the late Fisch Finkel, who was on this program. Finkel called himself, and who's to deny it, one of the world's greatest xylophonists. Couldn't you go no,
you
right?
don't have your xylophone.
Oh, my little, it's somewhere in there. He was also a novelist. Joyce is finding it. In honor of Ian Finkel. Well, I don't want to play dum dum da dum dum da dum. There we go.
That's angel wings.
Yes, he's gotten his wings. He's gotten his, I don't know what they call the mallets. He's gotten winged mallets.
Winged mallets.
So he's a music arranger. He actually, this is the messed up part. He had coronavirus, recovered from corona, and then got an infection that killed him. So
What did he get?
just whatever. It was at the hospital. Yeah, I mean, he was real sick, and whatever he came down with, something else got him. He played for everyone from Sid Caesar to Madeline Kahn to Ginger Rogers. He was our guest back in 2014. Farewell to Ian Finkel. Farewell also to Bruce J. Friedman, social satirist, novelist, playwright, 90 years old. So not too bad. We had him on in 2011. His first book was Stern. Then in 1967, he wrote the play Scuba Duba. In theater circles, he's best known for that play Steam Bath that they put on TV back in 1970 on public television. And not only was it an interesting play, a dark comedy about guys who are in a steam bath, and it's actually the waiting area because they're all dead. And then so it's a metaphysical play, but you got to see Valerie Perrine topless. So thank you, Bruce J. Friedman, for that. By the way, it was Bruce J. Friedman's short story, A Change of Plan, that begat Neil Simon's screenplay for the Elaine May film, The Heartbreak Kid. He also wrote the screenplays for Stir Crazy, Dr. Detroit, the Steve Martin movie, The Lonely Guy. And even though he's not really credited on IMDb, he apparently wrote the first draft of Splash. Wow. Bruce J. Friedman once said of writing screenplays, quote, "Take the money, scribble a bit, and enjoy the room service." Great attitude to life, the great and the late Bruce J. Friedman. We also lost our friend of the neighborhood, Al Kasha, a songwriter and producer. He actually wrote songs and arranged for people in the Brill Building. You know, the Carole Kings and the Neil Sedakis and all those folks. He passed away at age 83 in September from complications owing to Parkinson's. With Joel Hirschhorn, he wrote the Oscar-winning theme to the Poseidon Adventure. Do you know what that song is? You know it. There's got to be a song we're all singing this year.
There's got to be a bright
A year after that, he won another Oscar with Joel Hirschhorn for the theme to the Towering Inferno called We May Never Love Like This Again.
Disaster themes.
That's the movies they were making back then. On Broadway, he did have a Broadway credit. He co-wrote the 1982 Broadway show Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, which flopped badly on Broadway, but has had a long and happy life in the regionals. He's also written books about Broadway and about writing musicals. So farewell to Al Kasha, our guest back in 2012. And this one, everybody in the theater community was shocked. Well, not surprised, but shocked and saddened by this one. On December 23rd, last week, at the age of 59, we lost Rebecca Luker, the wife of our fellow friend, Danny Burston. She had been suffering with ALS for,
ALS?
It went through her.
ALS?
Yeah, Lou Gehrig's.
Oh, ALS, okay.
Lou Gehrig's disease.
Wow, okay.
And it just, took her out in like half a year. Debilitating. It was just horrible. She went from being this lovely ingenue to mom roles, always with that gorgeous soprano voice. She made her debut as a Christine Da in Phantom of the Opera. She was in The Secret Garden, and she was a 3-time Tony nominee for Showboat, The Music Man, and for playing the mom in 2006's Mary Poppins. And then she's done a lot of cast replacements since then. Oh, do you need any? I'm good. She was replaced cast members in Cinderella, 9, and more recently in Fun Home. So our condolences to Danny Burston and our our farewell to Rebecca Luker, who was on our Tony Award special in 2007. And then, oh my God, this was the year that we lost Carl Reiner, the great Carl Reiner, 98 years old. So not too shabby.
He gave a very good interview. He was very candid about his life, his love. He was very
and talking about his wife
candid,
Esther when he had
yes.
lost her recently.
And
It
then
was,
how he spent time with Mel Brooks, and
yeah,
would
they have dinner every
lunch,
night.
dinner,
Yeah. So, I mean, just, what can you say about Carl Reiner?
He talked about being a widow. I mean, how he was,
Yeah. And just so open and just a great guy. Writer and performer on Your Show of Shows. Of course, the straight man to Mel Brooks on The 2,000-Year-Old Man, and they became lifelong friends. Created and I didn't know he did all of this for the Dick Van Dyke Show. He created it, he produced it, and of course he played Alan Brady on the show. And does anybody not remember the toupee scene? One of the great scenes in all sitcom history. That was him. That was Carl Reiner. He co-wrote and directed the films that made Steve Martin a movie star: The Jerk, The Man with Two Brains, All of Me. He also wrote the novel and the film, and he directed the film of Enter Laughing. He also directed Oh God, remember that comedy, that surprise hit comedy with John Denver? And he directed the 1997 Bette Midler star That Old Feeling. That was his last movie directing assignment. Winner of 11 Emmy Awards and the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. Farewell to Carl Reiner. And last but not least, a day ago, a victim of coronavirus at the age of 82, our guest from 2014, Dawn Wells.
Oh my goodness.
Who, of course, starred as Mary Ann Summers on Gilligan's Island. Did you know that she beat out 350 other actresses for the role, including Raquel Welch? Dawn got it.
Welch could have been
Well, she could have been Ginger, but you know. Well, actually, Dawn Wells, and she was a 1959 Miss Nevada and was competing in USA, Miss USA things. She did tons of regional theater after her Gilligan's time, lots of other TV work. She wrote a memoir in 2014, What Would Mary Ann Do? So
that's funny.
We would say a fond farewell to the lovely Dawn Wells, Carl Reiner, Rebecca Luker, Al Kasha, Bruce J. Friedman, Ian Finkel. Farewell to or from the DAVERHOOD. Lots of people getting their wings. Yeah. Anyway, it is a little bit after a quarter after. Oh, we got fireworks going off outside. They're a little, I don't know what they were waiting for.
No, there were fireworks all, but you couldn't hear it over all the
The cacophony of the guests.
There were fireworks all night. You just couldn't hear it over the guests.
Let's see if we can hear them. Oh, it's not. It's like someone farting in the next room. You can't. There they are. So let's have first of all, before I don't want to forget this, let's have a very, very quick greeting from my mom, Brenda Lefkowitz. Just wishing everybody a happy new year very quickly, but I want to get her on the show.
Happy New Year, everybody. This is Brenda, David's mom. Be well, be safe.
Yeah. A woman of few words, but love you, Mom. That is my mother, Brenda Lefkowitz, chiming in with best wishes for the new year. Be well, be safe. Good advice. Is there good advice from Rabbi Sol Solomon?
There never is.
Well, I'm going to share my screen. So first of all, let me get this.
No, are you gonna do your?
What? I've got it's a video.
Oh, okay.
So Rabbi Sol pre-taped this earlier in the week, because every year he likes to do these rabbinical reflection. Well, these are his sermons. He does them a couple of times a year now. But on our New Year's show, he likes to talk about the year in review, put his very special and particular spin on it. So without further ado or a don't, please welcome the founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. Wait, how do I want to make sure I can share my screen here. It's under, oh, here it is. I got it. The next voice you hear will be very, very Jewish. Hello, it's me, Rabbi Sol, with rabbinical reflections for you all. I come from Temple Sons of Bitches here in Great Neck, New York. Shut up and pay attention to me. Shalom, damn it. This is Rabbi Sol Solomon with a rabbinical reflection for New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2020. Well, it's been a year, hasn't it? I mean, we've had some doozies. 1929, 1941, late 2001, a very bad dental appointment I had in 2017. It's the nature of living that we have to enjoy the good times because the shitty, rotten, what the hell is wrong with God times come up right behind them. The year started well. The stock market was booming, so a couple hundred really rich people got really richer. And that trickled down to the rest of us because unemployment sank to 3%, which made it a terrible year for lazy people because now there was no excuse for not getting a job. Everyone was hiring. They weren't paying a living wage or decent health benefits or treating you like a human being, but you could get a job if you wanted one. Also, we felt kind of safe. Kim Jong-un seemed to like Donald Trump, and the feeling was mutual. We killed an Iranian general by drone, and Iran went, we got others. Meanwhile, American diplomacy was creating peace in the Middle East. Well, not the whole Middle East, never the whole Middle East, but Israel is now doing trade and tourism with Sudan, Bahrain, and United Arab Emirates. It's an Abu Dhabi honeymoon. Granted, at home, it was politics as usual. 117 BIPOC Democrats were running for president, which got whittled down to an old white guy, maybe a too old white guy, but Joe Biden picked a black woman running mate. And thank God for that, because anyone whiter than him and Mike Pence would hurt people's retinas. And through it all, the left continued to despise Donald Trump. The right despised Hillary, Obama, anyone who doesn't like country music. President Trump was impeached. Remember that? Remember why? Because he allegedly solicited foreign help in the 2020 elections. The Republicans called that crazy and blocked an indictment. Months later, it's Trump who's bitching the elections are rigged, and it's the Democrats calling him crazy. If you ever thought the world was nothing more than a snow globe that Hashem shakes up and down to amuse himself, 2020 was your year. Harry and Meghan exited Buckingham Palace. England Brexited from the European Union. And Yuri Tolochko sexited from his blow-up doll. Look it up. And of course, the world blew up in the middle of March. One day, a few passengers got sick on a cruise. A month later, the globe is closing restaurants, theaters, nightclubs, massage parlors, or so I've been told, and ordering everyone, stay home, wear a mask, and don't get within 6 feet of another human being. Go figure. The Unabomber becomes a role model. And worse, thousands of people die. New York's Governor Cuomo herds all the old geezers into nursing homes where they do not get herd immunity. And Central Park turns into a MASH unit because the hospitals are full of victims on ventilators suffering from a malady the president once called a hoax. Where did coronavirus come from? You tell me. Did Wuhan mishandle it? Did someone undercook the bat they were making for dinner? Did swine flu go through conversion therapy? The only good news is that a disease no one heard of in March already has 2 vaccines to prevent it in December. Now, if you can just keep from coming down with corona when you're on the long lines to receive the shot, we'd be getting somewhere. So, we're nearing 350,000 dead, 19 million diagnosed, and everyone avoiding each other like the plague because of a plague.
everyone that is, except, I'm ashamed to say, Orthodox Jews, who think Goyish rules don't apply to them. 10,000 of them show up at a wedding in Williamsburg where they sing, dance, eat, drool, and pull the garter off the rabbi's leg. Maybe my Jewish brethren think if they stay among their own kind, they don't affect anyone else, except the mailman, the doctor, the grocer, the funeral director. They say they're being unfairly targeted for just trying to keep their businesses open, especially since the media simultaneously glorified Black Lives Matter protests, which weren't exactly masked, socially distanced, or peaceful. To be fair, Schwarzes had a lot to feel violent about. They didn't come through 400 years of slavery and oppression to ignore a policeman crushing a suspect's neck, or a bunch of other hinky deaths of unarmed perps who just happened to be the wrong color. And even more deadly than rogue policemen, murder hornets. Have you heard about these things? Along with COVID, the Asians have given us flying, stinging insects that are killing off the flying, stinging honeybees to keep our ecosystem going. And since we're talking biblical catastrophes, locusts devoured all the food in East Africa. Wildfires burned up half of California, and Cats became a major motion picture. This was the year Hamilton came to Disney, Tiger King came to Netflix, and Harvey Weinstein came just enough times to put him in prison. Aunt Becky from Full House also went to prison, although for some reason, the writers of that show did not. 2020 was the year we lost Sean Connery, Kirk Douglas, Diana Rigg, Olivia de Havilland, Eddie Van Halen, John Prine, Tom Seaver, Whitey Ford, Terrence McNally, Toots Hibbert, Terry Jones, Buck Henry, Carl Reiner, RBG, Squiggy, Regis Philbin, and Jeopardy's Alex Trebek. No question, they will be missed. To paraphrase Charles Dickens, it was the worst of times, it was the worst of times. But hey, we still got through a presidential election and the less awful candidate won. SpaceX put humans into orbit. Not the humans we want to send into orbit, but it's the science that counts. And speaking of science, because we've all been staying indoors, animal species that were becoming extinct are coming out to play again. And best of all, researchers in Australia discovered that giving doxycycline to koala bears cures their chlamydia. Who knows? Maybe by this time next year, they'll zap the gonorrhea out of those poor giraffes. I hope we're here next year. Well, I hope I'm here next year. But if we can get through the pandemic and the global warming and the political divide and the racial unrest and the coming apocalypse, we just might have a passable 2021. Hey, I'm Jewish. That's as optimistic as I get. But even if it's an even worse year, you can still try to be the best you. In times like these, even Hashem couldn't ask for more. This has been a rabbinical reflection from Rabbi Sal Solomon, Temple Sons of Bitches. Shana Tova, over and over.
Yeah, you've been watching Rabbi Sal Solomon, the one, the only, the Jewish. Find out more about him by going to his website, shalomdammit.com. Shalom, D-A-M-M-I-T, shalomdammit.com. His website was updated this week, so a lot of the interviews that he's done over the past year or so, the links are up there, so you can watch him and listen to him do all these interviews with famous and not so famous people on this show, because we're here normally on Saturday mornings, and especially abnormally on Saturday mornings. So shalomdammit.com is basically the repository the archive for Rabbi Sol, because his other rabbinical reflections are there as well. Plus, you can watch his stage show that we were talking about earlier, Shalom Damek, An Evening with Rabbi Sol Solomon. It was recorded, and you can see it right at his website, shalomdamet.com. So we thank the Rabbi for gracing us and blessing us with his presence on this Friday morning, January 1st, 2021. Only good thing about these days is nobody writes checks anymore. So nobody's going to be putting like 2020 for the next 6 weeks on checks like we used to do. Now it's just like, we won't write a check until April. And by then, oh yeah, of course it's 2021. But one thing I haven't yet gotten to really do in this whole 2.5 hours so far of the show, and we're going to wrap up pretty quick, is, Han, how you doing? That's my darling and adorable Joyce, my wife, Joyce,
Yes.
who provided me with the schnapps to get me through the evening.
It tastes like bad apple vinegar. Maybe you could cook with it.
Yeah, well, I would. Yeah, I mean, it'll cook down, and I can use this. I made a lamb the other day. I should have thrown this in with the lamb. But hey, it's New Year's. So what was your favorite thing that happened in this not very favorable year that you can talk about on the air?
I can't discuss a lot with it.
Because we tried a bunch of sexual positions, and we don't want to. No, what?
I'm happy that like a lot of people that, at least so far, that
Yeah, I mean, health has been.
Yeah, I'm always happy for health.
Yeah. How's your mom doing?
I don't know. I haven't seen her in so long.
Right. Well, but you speak to her pretty much every day. I know. It's been.
Yeah, it's been tough.
You could have said, "Oh, the best thing about this year was being married to you, Dave."
The best thing. Wait. Okay, the best thing about this year is being married to you, Dave.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
That's the best thing about every year.
Oh, thank you,
That's
sweetie.
true.
I love this woman. That's my wife, Joyce. We've been married for 23 years.
It's counting.
Can you believe we've been dating
Yeah.
it's been a silver anniversary since we started dating. That's absolutely incredible. And I took her to a Thai restaurant because a mutual friend of ours who set us up said, "Oh, take her to Thai. She loves Thai food."
And it wasn't true.
And each time when we would go on a
she
date,
got confused because I like South Asian,
oh, we like Indian food
Yeah, and I
back then
think
a
she
lot.
got confused
Yeah.
about what kind of food it was.
Because I would keep trying to take her to Thai restaurants.
And I
she
was
said,
like, why you keep taking me to Thai restaurant?
And I said, well, a little bird told me that you really love Thai food. It turned out, we like Thai food, but it's far from your favorite. I like it more than you, as a matter of fact. But yeah, and all those years later, it was 1996. So now that it's 2021, it will be.
Before that, we met, I think, how many years?
Yeah, we met a year or two before then.
I think a couple years.
And the astonishing thing is even before that, she saw me on TV.
Oh yeah.
I was never on TV, but I was on the Joe Franklin show at 2:00 in the morning. It was taped before, but they would show it like 1, 2 in the morning. And you happen to be up studying or doing something, and you saw
I was waiting
this
for Robbie
idiot.
Bird. No, it was because my roommate's parents came from Turkey, and so I was waiting up because I think it was the mother or the father. They were bringing in the grandkids, and the grandkids, although they spoke Turkish, were more comfortable in English. So I was going to care for them, to help them a little bit. Get
Similar,
just because they were
acclimatized.
so lonely because their mom was like from one of them in Minnesota or somewhere, and the dad was Turkish. So I was waiting up for the kids to come.
So and you were flipping channels because why else would you put on Joe Franklin? And there he was, and there I was pushing my Performing Arts Insider magazine.
Because you had no shoes on.
Or maybe, why not have even been?
This month on stage.
Yeah, it was this month on stage before I took over performing. Which, by the way, if you're more information on that, performingartsinsider.com. Broadway, off Broadway, off Broadway. When it starts up again, you're going to want that journal, performingartsinsider.com. But yeah, I was on there. What do you mean? I wore shoes on the Joe
You
Franklin
had
show.
your shoes off. You're shaking your foot like you do now.
I was wearing socks. He would not have let me. I would not have done that.
You were shaking your foot.
I was probably shaking my foot, but you're probably thinking it was on the aisle.
Show
Yeah.
Too, yeah. I saw you in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, well, on Joe Franklin, I did not take off my shoes. If he asked me to, I would have. It's anything to be on Channel 9 in Secaucus, New Jersey. Oh, I would have, the things I would have done to be on the Joe Franklin show again. Oh. But anywho, thank you for 25 total years and counting. Well, 23, of wedded bliss, and
maybe like 18 of wedded bliss.
Yeah, how about 4 of wedded bliss, and then just like 11 or 21 of wedded. But we're managing. It's been tough. We've been living in New York. We were supposed to be living in New York for a couple of months and then go back to Colorado. It didn't work out like that. Still here. Very grateful to my mom and dad for putting us up and putting up with us, and very grateful to Joyce for putting up with them. But not tossing us out in the cold, but for letting us live here and live here and live here and live here. And a shout out to your mom and dad, and of course your dad.
He's alive.
I don't think he's ever been on the show. We've had your mom call in.
He wouldn't be able to hear. Yeah.
But and to everyone in your family who's still extant, and my family who couldn't call in or didn't call in, Josh and Dana and Adam and Marnie and the kid. Don't call into my little show. It's okay. We have other relatives calling in. I know. Shout out to Deborah and Bobby, who said they would be listening and not participating. Shout out to Joe Salzone, who begged off. I said, hey, would you like to be on my program? He said, I'll pass. Thank you, Joe. And to Ed Rubin, my old friend, and to Sean Altman, who I invited to also be on the show. He was our guest last week, but he said, no, he would be getting drunk at a New Year's party and couldn't really take the time out for.
Who said that?
Sean Altman, the Humongous guy from last week. Yeah.
Good for him.
But check out all the people who said yes and who joined us for a few minutes from 2020 into 2021. Check this out. So we had Lisa Arata, Mary Shen Barnidge, Esther, I'll remind you. Lisa Arata, a writer, a novelist. Mary Shen Barnidge, theater critic, still writing for Windy City Times and also for Total Theater. Esther Brower, my aunt. Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby. We call them Friendy. They're old friends from Colorado.
They look great.
Wendy's a librarian. Yeah, they did. Wendy's a librarian. Fred is a retired.
I think Fred's retired.
Oh, he's still working for the. I don't know. Anyway, and science fiction advocate. Let's see, Stephen Fisch from my high school. He's retiring. Brian Gari, of course, the songwriter. Jeff Goodman, my old friend and Vegas dweller. Charlie Gross, who is a theater critic and now a podcaster. Eva Heinemann, also the theater critic from her show, High Drama, which you can find on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Dr. Sue Horowitz. Look for her on her website and Facebook page. Don Perl. Read his letters to the editor of the Greeley Tribune and follow what he's doing in Greeley politically. It's quite good stuff. Bonnie Pinkow, my aunt. Love you, Bonnie. Moi. Esther, I said also my other aunt. Vicki Quade, who is, she's doing all these different shows virtually, plus the shows that she had recorded over the years in Chicago. Check them out. Vicki Quade, Quade. David Sheward of the David Desk blog spot, He also wrote a book about George C. Scott that you're going to want to read, and you can read him at theatercircle.com. No, culturalweekly.com. Yes, and theaterlife.com. Let's see, and Richard Shore.
Oh, Rabbi Glass said that. Rabbi Glass. Alan Glass said the rabbi was an extraordinary form.
Thank you, cousin Adam. Thank you ever so much. Richard Shore, the musician, who's out there in Colorado and just looking to play music again. I hope he gets a chance to do that in 2021. My cousins, the Shubs, Jeff Kirsch and Cynthia Shub Kirsch, looking good and still waiting here like we are in New York till they can get to where they want to be. So I hope that happens for them this year. Rabbi Sal Solomon, of course, and my old friend from elementary school, Ozer Teitelbaum, lawyer, attorney, and some other things.
I think we should get him on some harassment. He was rough.
Well, he's a CIA operative, so we gotta be.
So we shouldn't release his phone number, huh?
Definitely not. So those were the friends of the neighborhood who joined us on this very special. Did I say? Oh, I left out Leslie Hoban Blake. I'm sorry, Leslie Hoban Blake, the theater critic, also, and a shout out to another person who couldn't be with us, but Sam Wood. Was good to be in touch with him this past week as well. And to all of you watching at home, I'm hoping enjoying the show. If you did, you want to share all or part of it, you want to share the rabbi's bit with other people or watch it again, remember that this show will automatically be archived on our Facebook page when it's over, plus all our programs from the very first one back 18 and a half years ago are archived at davesgoneby.com, completely free. You can watch, you can scroll through them. A lot of them are audio only because we were a radio show for many, many years, but they're all there. And the interviews are there and the skits and the songs, it's all there, davesgoneby.com. We've also been archiving our shows and interviews to archive.org, which is a repository of 19th, 20th, 21st century books, music, arts, you name it, literature, archive.org. Look for Dave's Gone By there too. If you are an audio person and you just want podcasts, you don't want to look at me for 3.5 hours every Saturday morning, then go to castbox.fm. That's where they have just the audio archives of the show, castbox.fm. And we also try and post a lot of our stuff on YouTube too. And a little personal thing, don't forget to check out my other website, davelefkowitz.org. That is a place where you can read my work from over the past 35 years now. My plays, one act, full length. My theater reviews, dozens of them. My articles, my journalism stuff, the stories I wrote for Long Island Pulse and Long Island Woman. You want to see them all in one cool place. It's kind of like what Robert Christgau did with his work that wasn't published in book stuff. You find it at davelefkowitz.org. I think you'll have a good time. I hope you'll have a good time with it. Anyway, I think that just about does it. Anything else we want to sort of add or?
I'm reading through everyone's just saying happy.
Well, and thanks to everyone for tuning in and writing in. If I didn't say your name.
Someone's showing of a Siamese cat drinking champagne.
Well, there you go. I toast to the Siamese. Who is Siamese, if you please, or even if you don't please? Yes.
Somebody posted Happy Saturday, and it wasn't Saturday.
Now, those of you who are used to watching this program from 9 a.m. until noon on Saturday mornings, we're taking this Saturday morning off. We've earned it. It took a little doing to get this show together. But we will be, Lord willing, back on January 9th, 2021. So skipping this Saturday, but hope to be back with our 780th episode of Dave's Gone By. And we have our guest lined up. We're very happy to have the director and producer, Woody King Jr., African-American fellow who is the founder of the New Federal Theater that has been doing off-Broadway work for several decades now. Kind of a major, low-key dude who's done a whole bunch of theater over quite a long time. Woody King Jr. going to be with us in the neighborhood on January 9th.
Excellent.
Yeah, because he's very cool. He's been giving us like thumbs up.
All those thumbs up is
Yeah, so I'm very thrilled that he will be a guest in the neighborhood. And by the way, write to me. Let me know who you think should be guests on the neighborhood or who should be playing the Today Yesterday quiz with us. davesgoneby@aol.com. What was that? Kirsch keeps saying Cookie Monster should be the Cookie Monster mural. Should, if you watch last week's show, you'll get the reference. But davesgoneby@aol.com. Write to me. Tell me hi. Tell me how you like the show, any particular show. Make suggestions about future shows or other ideas. Or hey, if you want to sponsor the program, we could really use it. That would be great. davesgoneby@aol.com to get in touch, or feel free to just message me right here on the Facebook page. Private message me or post publicly on the Facebook page. Either way, would love to hear from you. So either on this Facebook, Dave's Gone By, or Dave's Gone By at AOL.com. Follow our Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2, and even our Instagram page. Yes, I haven't gone TikToking yet, but I barreled into the Instagram revolution at least. So check us out there too. It's Dave's Gone By. Anyway, my love, my love, my love. It's 1:45 in the morning, Eastern time.
I'm trying to keep myself from falling.
New Year's Day.
Yes.
2021. We made it. We made it.
New Year's Day, all is quiet on the
New Year's Day. I mean, think about it. Just sit here for a moment. We made it. You know? Oh, we didn't even show Baby Spud New Year.
No.
Here he is. with his cat. I think I showed him momentarily.
You showed him to Stephen and Susan.
He's up past his bed. Well, he was just born. So it really is it's his awake time. But we're very, very proud. We're very happy to do this show for you. Hope to see you 12 months from now, doing another one of these in between maybe 40, 50 Dave's Gone Bys in between. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I've enjoyed doing this one for you. It just remains for me to wish you all happy, healthy, good, better New Year in the 12 months ahead. What better way to leave this year behind than by playing, of course, the ultimate New Year's song, Auld Lang Syne. Hey, I downloaded it. Where is it? Oh, no. I was purposely, come on. There we go. I probably, here it comes. This is from a video we found on YouTube today. When I was looking for, I've got to worry about copyright stuff, so I can't play like the Guy Lombardo. I have limited things that have to be sort of public domain, or else YouTube and Facebook will cause me a big problem. So
they'll take you off the air, buddy.
I tried to find some interesting versions of Auld Lang Syne, and I found one. There is a Japanese fella who is a one-man band.
Oh no.
And there's a video of him playing outdoors. This was taped long before the pandemic, to a group that included some Japanese families kind of sitting there going, and a whole other wing of people in wheelchairs with very big problems because they can't get away from the one-man band that is Tombo. Tombo is actually pretty great, really, doing Auld Lang Syne and Love You, babe.
Love you.
Gone By. 2020. Happy New Year and gone by.